Just a little warning, this podcast does contain some crude language. If you're easily offended, this is maybe not the podcast for you. Fat bar. Horny bar. Millionaire. Short breed. Cycling. SPL, EPL, Highland League, sausage roll, sledging, Dunkel salmon. Sports. Clue number 1. I was born on the 5th of February 1966. I've appeared in 7 Ryder Cups, winning 4 of them. My first Ryder Cup win was in 1987.
Got it. I was a lot before you said Ryder Cup. I was all about, but doing Eric Cantona.
So 1966 he was born, 7 Ryder Cups, he won 4 of them.
Can only be one, boy. I think.
You've been doing 5, but doing that.
Aye. Think so.
Aye.
This might be the easiest thing ever. Or you've... It seems easy, but it's not.
Well, we'll find out.
Aye.
What's the second question?
Find out. I was thinking, I'll be fine.
Abdi, aye, Abdi fine.
Abdi's
I'm
fine.
not answering for Abdi.
Aye.
Aye, Abdi's fine.
Abdi's fine.
Abdi's fine. Right, next.
Right. Clue number 2. Abdi fine.
Abdi's fine. Aye.
Abdi's fine.
Well, you're not fine, you don't.
You dunk. It's worse dunk. You come in a bit
Come
of
on,
humour.
a bit of a mood, like.
I can't.
No?
It's just a
She does not
continuation. She doesn't listen.
Well, there you go. Floor is yours.
Fitz, come on, dunk.
We were not
Come on.
No.
She doesn't listen anyway.
Why are you speaking about...
Well, Mark is a TikTok clip this week.
I was speaking about men getting stuff off their chest.
Aye.
Come on, dunk.
Come on,
Get
Kilt.
to you.
Kilt was due back Monday for the wedding on Saturday. Asked her copious times. It's in your boot. I'll easy take it back on the way home for work. But you're half a more. Will you take... I'll take... Aye. You sure? Because I'll easy take it back. You sure? Aye. 6:10 night, phone rings. George and Kilt hire. Leave a voice message. I've just had a missed call for you. I assume my missus hasn't taken back the Kilt that she was meant to take back yesterday morning. Because I actually left work at night going, I've not actually asked her if she's taken the Kilt back, so I just assume she has. And then as soon as I saw it, unbelievable. So that'll be a fine. So I've just sent an email going, I'll be hiring again for you in just a week and a half's time, so hopefully I can avoid a fine.
Aye.
But you'll just go, no, won't you? You'll get
Is
fined.
that a fine, though? Is that a fine? Is
I
it
would
a charge for...
A charge.
Aye, an extra night?
It's a fine, innit? Because it's like lateness.
Aye.
If it's a word. Tardiness.
Tardiness.
That's not how they would phrase it, though.
No,
They
they'll-
wouldn't say, I'm finding you.
No. So I'm saying it's...
There's an extra charge there, because an extra night. Sorry.
Sorry, Mr. Chambers.
no. So it's
So you should we'll wear that night, then.
Yeah. So it's Wednesday, I thought it'll be back now.
I want to hear that story. I've been
excited
I've
about
been
this.
excited.
Honest.
I need to. All I know is you were locked at your house.
And a Gina was trying to take a window.
Aye, that's all I know. So I want to hear. I want to hear.
Because I know what you were getting at here when you went, how
So
have you
you-
take a Gina? Why have you take the window out?
So was the wedding on Saturday?
So wedding was on Saturday.
Was you biding at the wedding? Far was it at?
Belogie House, side of Boyne, side of Arch.
For Bennett got married. Oh, no, it was...
No, Bennett was
Bankery.
Bankery.
And the day she was bridesmaid, so she was there on a Friday. So she gave me stuff for Lenny, and my mum was coming over for the Saturday, and she goes, right, I've left keys in Lenny's trainers, gave it to your mum because she's wanting a set of keys. So there's a big part of me thinks it's my mum's fault, to be honest, because she's always wanting a set of keys, right? So that's fine. Here's the keys. I'm fine, right? I'm away. So I'm about to get the bus to the wedding. I'm going to myself, well, there's already a car here, so would I need 2 cars? So I'll need to take my car keys. So wedding's been and gone. Barbecue the Sunday at the wedding place. Jumps in the car at about 6 o'clock at night to come back. Stinking hangover. I got 2 minutes for the venue, and I'm looking down at the car keys as I'm driving Kirsty's car, going, there's no car keys here. I've picked my phone up, and then my sister's replied during the day, going, right, we've locked the house, and we've put the keys through a letterbox. As soon as she said that, I've went, we can't get in. And she's like, what do you mean? I said, we've got no keys. So all the way back, fuming, I'll get back, and I'm just like, I can look through the kitchen window, through the lobby, and I can see the keys. And my front door's alone, but they're designed now so you can get your hand. Well, I can't even get my hand, but you can get somewhere in, but you can't get your wrist caught for obvious reasons.
Sparky should be able to fish that out.
Well, exactly. So I was fishing it with a coat hanger, right? And then I'm like, because I'm then going locksmith Sunday night, call out charges, whatever rate an hour. I'm like, is this a fucking joke or what? Honest to God. By this point, the Burns in the neighbourhood are on about going, you need to get in your house, no? You need to get in your house. Right, so my neighbour that hurt herself, he's also my favourite. He says, so he's went, your beads are on the outside of your window. They should be on the inside, but so you can just pull the glass out. So I've realised that if somebody wants to break into your house,
it's easy.
It's easy.
And yours now.
So
just told everybody, listens.
so but the thing was, we couldn't get it to it, and the boy didn't actually have his proper sucker with him. So he's messing about, and they're trying to at his sides, and he kept going to Al and my neighbour. He's like, watch what you're doing, because if you chip it, the whole thing will shatter. So I'm now standing in the backyard and going, this is going to go from £80 for a new lock to like £500 for a new pane of glass, you know what I mean?
Aye.
And I'm like that. And then Grandis came round, Ian's came round, most patience in the world, mass. He came round with this mega strong magnet and a bit of tow, and he's at the back and he's like that, trying. So somebody gave him a magnet for a coat hanger. It ended up dropping inside and So an hour's gone by, an hour and a half. Lenny's kicking off. Abdi's tired. I'm fuming. I'm thinking, I've wasted this much time, and I'm still going to hate phone a locksmith.
To smash a window.
Well, that's what somebody started shouting. So eventually I've just flipped. I'm just like, right, the fucking lot is, get the fuck out my garden. And then even Alan, it says Bern, and he goes, I can see you're ticking. Tried every window, because they were open, but my man being man, they're on a catch.
Oh, aye.
Ken, if that had been me, there'd be a window to get in. But everyone was on a catch, and eventually,
You're not getting in a windy.
and then all of a sudden, bloody this loon comes running around. He's got it. 2 hours or something. Ian's managed to fish a kite with the magnet. Guy deserves a medal. Something like 2.5 hours to get in my house. Honestly, after I've been at a wedding all weekend.
Hungover.
It was made to do with that. I've got a relatively new front door. It cost a good few quid, and I did not want to be like smashing out locks. You know what I mean? So disaster. But. So the thing with it was
your car keys were in the house as well.
Aye.
So both sets of keys.
All keys were in the house. All keys I own for my house were in the house.
Aye.
So now we come to fast fault ways.
Yours. 100%.
Aye, man's in charge of his castle, is he?
No, it is me, because I forgot.
To me, you need.
I forgot. I never took my car keys, so it's my fault, innit?
You should have kent your mum had the other set of keys.
Because I gave her them.
You gave her them. And how you got to get them back if she's in Turo anyway.
Aye. It should have clicked with you early doors. Probably too excited to get into the wedding and get a few pints in you. No worry the fuck about how you're getting back in your house.
As soon as I got in the car, that literally drove out the venue, and I've just doing like that, and I went, I can't get in the house. And I've kept it to myself for like 2 mile, because it's gone over my head, and I've got my phone out, and that's when I saw my gone. There must be a way. And then I've just. And then Morgan kept trying to go, when are you getting in? And eventually I just went, Morgan, I says,
I'm torn for your violin that you're calm. Morgan.
I know you're trying to help me. I says, but we're not getting in. Oh, are we sleeping outside tonight? Aye, we will be. So, and then now we just had a kilt on it. So it's just.
Aye.
Good weekend, huh?
Aye. The wedding was good, aye.
Was
But
it?
what a fucking. Oh, there's a wee story for that and that, but.
Crack on, eh?
Fire on. I'm all ears.
There was part of my went, this could make a good story for the pod. Once I found out he was alright. but I must say,
When I got a crowd surfer,
it was the fun. So the groom's father, who's the boy that owns the Markleff Hotel, well-known guy, he took a wee turn as we were going through the ceremony, and there was a little yelp let out, and Abdi was like, "Oh, he's," because it was hot, again, and then they started walking him around up the aisle, and then he collapsed.
Aye.
So it was
walking down the aisle.
so they were just trying to like usher him out. 2 folk were hugging him, and just gave way like so.
Aye. We dumped her on the wedding there.
Oh, big time.
You're thinking I'm not getting name of pints here.
Because it was an ambulance job, to be honest. So And then somebody started going, so I thought they were done, because they'd done the humanist tying of the knot thing and all that. So I thought that was it, but it wasn't. So they weren't officially married. So obviously, Abdi sort of scarpered her. Luckily enough, I was a doctor there, so
Okay.
Abdi began, because somebody at my work went, right, cheery start to the pod last week, so another cheery start. And then obviously, Abdi had a few, so you weren't allowed a drink till after that. But there wasn't anything but drink. So by the time we found out he was all right and he was going to be fine, because he ended up going to hospital, by the time we sat down for a win, Abdi was pissed. Pissed as fuck. The best man dropped the rings. Folk were heckling him, and you're like, the stuff that would never happen, Ken, normally, because nobody's had a drink. But he dropped right down the side of my feet, and it was brutal. It was, so
It looked like he was gone.
Wow.
Stuart Spence, Mr. Marcliffe.
Aye. Is that right now, though?
He's all right now. It was just, I think it was basically, it was purely just the heat. I think.
Why is he not in a wedding at Marcliffe?
Because it was because
somebody else has hired it.
It was a new wife. It was a new wife. She did, because she was marrying into like the Marcliffe family. She didn't want the wedding being there.
Oh, aye.
Which I kind of get.
It's like in your wedding at the in-laws, is it?
Aye, that's basically how she saw it. Aye.
Ah, right, okay.
But that was it. So it was just too hot for him.
Was hating Saturday, like? Was you cycling, you two?
Aye.
It's fine, was it?
It's 4 of us.
Four?
Saturday.
Aye.
It was me, Shed, Ian, and Gary Webster.
Oh, aye.
Ronnie Rune Broch.
Broch.
Aye.
Broch, aye.
Is it a fine run that way? Is it just
Fine flat.
Very
Part
flat.
for the game, right? Fucking Broch Road.
Oh, do you go the Rosarte way?
No, cut across Crudy.
Okay.
Back road to game.
Ah, yes.
Cut across.
Few hills there.
Aye.
New Aberdour, right? Rosarte.
Broch. Where do you stop?
Broch. Strichen. Down over Strichen. Down the main road. To Mad. I stopped at Mart Coffee for a change.
Oh, aye. Is it platform 22 or something?
No, just a Mart Coffee.
Oh, aye. Okay.
Doing for the Martwiz.
Aye.
Near the railway.
Yeah,
Mart.
railway. Aye, the Mart, sorry. For the gym, isn't it?
Aye, that's right.
Aye.
Do that. It's alright. Nothing special.
my boss was out this way. He did 100 miler, so he was out here. We get a picture of the Taraku on his Strava, like so. Aye. Fair enjoyed its run, he said.
Was you pokering on Friday night?
Aye.
Aye.
No muckleys for me Friday. Friday.
No.
Nah.
You out first, weren't you?
Out first,
but it was unlucky. Pocket jacks.
Pocket jacks and a open-ended straight drawing.
Did you buy back in or nah?
Nah, it's too grippy.
There wasn't a lot of folk.
I was not. I was
no point.
Was
No point.
Early finish.
We did.
Aye, we could say half 10. Aye.
But then you normally aim like
half 11.
Half 11.
Aye. Good stuff.
It was a lot of folk, yeah.
Aye.
It's probably
You went?
poorest attendance. No, I was third or something.
Third, aye.
Yeah.
Then cycling Saturday morning and then
Yep.
oh fuck.
that was the thing. I had no signal at his wedding. Nobody on any network because it was doing and amongst us trees.
I came for
And then I finally got signal and I got in the house late at night. And then I'm seeing goals galore, England and Scotland, Celtic, Liverpool, Aberdeen.
Aye.
Seems you can't survive a 9-0.
True.
I know.
Aye, unless
Two
you're
9-0s.
unless you're Hassan Hool.
If that had happened earlier, that would have been my topic night. Scott Parker.
Aye.
But
Aye.
He's just slagged the board. You can't slag
you
your
can't.
bosses.
Yeah.
You can't slag
Nah.
your boss, can you?
No way.
In any walk of life.
No
if
way.
you go into Facebook and absolutely slate your
You're
boss,
out of job.
you're sacked.
You're doing a road. He's finding an
Aye.
excuse to get rid of you.
So,
And 9-0's the excuse.
Aye.
See you later.
Wait, maybe come up on that later on.
aye.
Aye.
If it's slagging your boss.
No, it was a good weekend. I was out golfing.
How'd you go?
Aye. Good crack. Aye.
Oh, you did.
Golf day.
Aye, bolts. The bolts. Played the bolts. It's good.
Is it?
The bolts. So there's teams of 3.
All right.
1 score, 2 score, 3 score. 1 score, 2 score, 3 score.
Oh, okay.
So you
I
can-
never heard that before. Like,
Never heard that
sounds
before in
good.
my life.
Really good.
Aye.
I think it's probably up there with Texas actually.
No.
Because
Aye.
in the third hole, Abdi has to put down a score.
Oh, aye, okay.
Pressure's on the third
Pressure's
hole.
holding the
Third.
third hole, 6th hole, 9th, other way. Paying. Right, so
Yeah. Teams of 3.
Teams of 3. Some messes on Saturday night. Like.
Aye.
You've seen a couple of videos of you now, Massey or Mr. Duncan.
Mr.
and-
Well, he actually told me on the phone yesterday if he was up to. I says, "For you're 18,
His mother had to put him
a
home.
drinking game,
Oh, the tennis game.
Tennis.
aye, and then a gin,
Aye.
Downing Street gin."
There was no like apple sewers at Tarley. There was no nothing. So
Oh.
best thing was rhubarb and ginger gin.
Oh, it's a 20%.
Real
Aye.
man's bar.
So we bought about 25 of them shots and just put them on the table and played tennis and think if I got the worst out, I think it was maybe Sid and Joey.
Aye.
They got a fair dunk, but
Buckled.
Chugs was within 2-3 rounds of it. He was a gone, like he fell and cracked his head open and I'm like just a fucking menace.
So Friday I had a boy for Keith's testimonial golf day and a boy for work. Invited a few of us, so it was a good few boys. Our Daz McAllister was there, and so it was a good laugh. Team that won it, 15 under par scratch. Serious golf. Jamie Watt's team it was.
Aye.
Aye.
Like the course was up.
Contour. Helly. You need an oxygen mask by the time you got to second hole.
Really?
Like, Jesus.
Aye, is it? Again, the first team's going to be in.
Aye, it's the first time I've played it. Aye, but
Is
it was
it?
good.
Yeah. Is the only stuff done in your house mask?
Gary's there putting soffits on.
Oh, aye.
So hopefully get all the roof finished. Tiling battens are going on at weekend. Hopefully following weekend maybe get tiles on.
Oh, aye.
So if I need our wind and watertight bike
Aye.
next weekend,
What's
hopefully.
doing your tiling?
Mark Gordon.
Okay.
Boy for Keith, like.
Aye.
Decent boy.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
I like tiling. Tiling's alright. Seen the jobs I don't mind doing, like
So the straight bits are easy,
Aye.
but when you come to valleys
valleys and
that's where
stuff
the
like
skill
that.
kicks
Aye,
in,
the
is it?
lead and nothing. Aye, raggling in.
That lead work.
Aye.
Heroes do my lead.
Is he? Aye.
Is he?
He's good at the lead.
It's-
That's the only thing he's good at. You'll be laying your carpets as real as he.
That was funny, that picture the other day. Oh, you tiger.
Hiding the eye of the tiger. With his loon and the
Dodge
dodge
him.
him.
You can just tell
how serious he's tackling it with the shades
You
on.
can just tell he's gone, I am an unbelievable wheelman.
Certainly, loon, you better strap in.
Aye.
Strap yourself in, son. This is going to be a big one.
No, good weekend. Good weekend. Weather was fine.
Plenty happening, aye.
Aye. Good weekend of sport.
Aye.
Aye, mister.
Got to do you?
Aye.
Yeah.
I seen a lot of it. Like,
Aye.
it's good.
I only seen Sunday. Some Sunday.
Was it
stuff.
fine being off a network?
Oh, definitely. That was one good thing because everybody was gone. If you got service, you got service. So it's just,
Aye.
so you totally enjoyed the whole experience. Nay,
Aye,
looking
no.
at phones or
Aye.
nothing.
I was fancied a like a holiday.
The D holidays, I've seen it. It's like some holidays in Sweden where you've got to hand in.
Aye.
Just leave your phone at home, man.
Aye, well,
I know. Aye.
That's like Turkey, though. You didn't get. You have to pay to go onto the network, so we just leave the phones in the bags and didn't.
If I fancied a holiday, Ken, like in some log cabin in the middle of forest, Ken.
Aye.
If you can you roast marshmallows and shit, and
Aye.
can go and shoot bears and shit.
or get eaten by him.
Totally off the radar, Ken. And if you get eaten by a bear, no cunt can find you.
Go see Kirky in Canada.
Aye, Massey was on holiday, but I've never seen him since.
He's never came back. I
This
think
is
he
my
was
sleep
eaten by a
podcast.
Some of that stuff you see on TikTok when you see bears in folks' back gardens and that. Or getting chased.
Aye.
Why are you turning a camera around when you're being
A
chased?
video or somebody, I think they were what a putt. And
Aye.
there was a bear walking
And he's
towards
still,
him,
like,
and he's just
still
standing there. Yeah, but you can't, a bear can kill you.
Aye.
But they must, Ken, when you bite around them, they
Must.
You get used to 'em,
fit
yeah.
instinct. I think
Aye.
the fit you didn't want to do is appear when that grizzly's got its newborn or something. And if it feels threatened, that you're getting
It's going to claw your face off.
get tear you a new in, like
Definitely.
Literally.
Aye.
you've no recourse to a bear.
I think
We discussed this, did we not?
Aye, with the boy.
Well, with bike,
The-
Mike.
Bike.
Aye.
Aye.
you're using your bike as a weapon against a lion.
Aye.
Or if it was a lion, we thought we could.
No.
No,
Was a line you
Well,
could
we thought we could do
run
run
a
a
line?
lion.
Aye.
in a bike.
In a bike.
Near cheetah.
Near
we,
a
could,
cheetah.
we could hit a cheetah off a head with a bike.
Aye. I think a cheetah just a. I reckon maybe. Is this getting a bit too far? Can like if dogs or cats are fighting, sometimes maybe you have to stick a finger.
A bear.
Aye. You can get with work the same way. Like,
No way. Cheaters.
Yeah, fuck you.
Finishing you.
Are they? Aye.
Aye.
You take more chance against a cheetah and a lion, like
Aye.
Aye.
a cheetah still fuck you up, like
A big time.
aye.
Bigger job.
Because you see how this folk, they're like their pets, and they say like, oh, he's not seen him for years. He's just waiting for a day that
Aye.
it's going to bite his head off.
A lion comes bounding
Aye.
across.
Was it Siegfried?
Cheers.
Was it Siegfried and Roy? Mine.
Aye,
Aye.
tiger at him.
Aye.
Tiger it.
Brilliant.
Shame up.
The Simpsons kind of what's going to happen in
Aye.
that, didn't they? Right, clue number 2. I have won 2 Masters.
Okay, it was not him, man.
I have won 2 Masters. One of them was in 1994, and the second one is in 1999.
Got it.
Aye.
Aye.
I'll put an answer.
You seen it?
Eh? I seen something. I'm not sure if it's right in this.
Starting to think it's a yank now.
I've won 2 Masters, one in 94, 99.
I think that's too late for 5 I've got.
Aye.
Same with me.
Aye.
Oh, I'm
Maybe,
sticking with it.
I'm
Sticking with it.
I'll stick with it.
Aye.
Stick with it.
Aye. Aye, so good weekend of sport. Good weekend this weekend coming as well. The Dundee, I forgot to mention Turry United, they got a bit a beating at the weekend.
Mixed feelings about Tara because I was doing midweek.
I was doing watching
Against Bunks of D. Good game, innit?
Aye,
really good game. High pace. Bunks of D could have had a couple of early doors, but then I thought it was an even sort of game.
I'll just throw out a quote for Jamie, but I had to walk away from him because obviously I did kind of guy. I can't put most folk about that kind of him. And he went, we should have been 5 up. Now, I can handle somebody saying 1 or 2 up.
Yeah.
But if somebody says, I should have been 5 up.
Well, shoulda, woulda, coulda.
No, but Kim, it's a hell of a shout though to say you should have scored 5.
Well, maybe
But then you
5.
could have
No,
turned
they
around and
did
said,
miss a
well,
lot.
you fucking you weren't, were you? So
Just shows how poor your shooting was.
shows
That
you
night.
how shite you were.
Your
Part of
finishing
this,
was
So I
terrible.
couldn't go it.
The main part of football is scoring
goals.
So you miss your chances, Ken.
But to say should have been 5 up.
Should
They had a lot of chances.
They
in the
did.
first
A lot.
half.
They missed
They
a
did.
lot
First
early
half,
doors. I'll give 'em that.
Second half, it was kind of Tara that came out better in the
Aye.
start of the second half, but
Yeah,
then
it was more even.
the referee was a bit
Referee was a Tunzer, must have been.
terrible. Terrible.
Aye,
I
it
mean,
was every 50-50.
So
Again,
new-
for us, a 50-50, and they pick
All the
same
time.
team all the time. It's getting annoying.
the thing that annoyed me most about the referee was there was a Banks D player doing in Tara's half with a head knock.
And he
And
stopped
He
it.
stopped the game. Tara was on the counter.
Attack.
Stopped the game because somebody had a head knock.
Yeah.
And the other way about, Tara had a head knock. Played on.
Played on.
Little things like that.
Inconsistency.
annoys you. Aye.
That's a doing they got on Saturday like 6.
Because
if it
Rothers
happened
have been
They're in
Yeah,
great shape.
yeah,
But
They had 4 or 5 players back.
I did say that.
Oh,
but
did they?
Aye, and they heard the boys on loan for Elgin. It was different gravy.
Aye.
I don't know who his name is, but he's supposedly really
I can
good.
imagine that game against Bunks of 18 a lot out Tara as well. If it was at a Wednesday, so you
Aye.
got Thursday, Friday to recover.
Cover. Mhm.
That was because it was a high-paced game, wasn't
Yes, it was.
Bunks of D mucky work like.
What a difference for last season, I thought. So
Aye,
obviously
mental.
first
yeah, I
week,
had a chance to get that game yet, so I need to get doing soon.
do the Moors night.
I know, but it doesn't work because I'm here on a Tuesday, so
Aye.
Kirsty's got stuff to do on a Wednesday, so
Yeah.
like bit of cult back.
For Martin beat Brora though,
Aye.
so maybe they will sneak into third yet.
I think Beacon's going to win it.
Well, it's breaking
Well, that's
undefeated,
a
is it?
5-0, is it?
Mhm.
But
Well,
not a long way to
can
go.
happen yet? You wouldn't
Yes.
have. You would have said this time last year. Brock was got an easy run at it, and Bucky pushed him all the way.
Aye.
Is on to
Again,
watch the
so-
fight of the fort yet?
No.
You need to watch it, and then we can discuss it.
I'm not watching.
Nah.
You have to.
Not interested.
You have to.
Ken, it's a
I'm
conspiracy
in.
against him, so I'm not watching.
I'm more into all or
No, but
nothing.
you'll probably like it, but it's just. I thought I was watching All or Nothing. We Arteta, near the boy for the fort, first won a game in 20 years.
That's brilliant, is it, by the way?
Excellent level
All or nothing's good, is it?
for the Arsenal line.
But I
I've seen
did,
it
somebody says Arteta's speeches now are great, and then I seen a clip of Ian for he's got a light bulb
Aye.
in the middle of a circle,
I've never reached that yet.
and he was speaking about you need to generate power to be a light.
Stop.
I know, seen
that
that.
shit.
I've
I've lost
seen
on
that.
that.
Get the
You've lost me.
Aye, I'm laughing. I'm trying not to laugh.
I'm nudging your mate.
Aye,
That's
that's fucking. But I'm all fast.
Wait, you hear stuff in that programme at the fort, and
Aye.
Aye. I'm not watching it.
No. Nah.
Disney paint Highland League in a good light.
No.
But it's
totally a
obviously a bit,
conspiracy.
it is a well, it's not a conspiracy. It's
Yes.
just obviously one-sided, is it?
Fit.
It's hard to be with Fort, is it? How they've
so you're
been
winning.
ill-treated and stuff like that.
Just see their pitch.
Terrible.
Aye.
Is it?
The big thing for me about Fort William and all this conspiracy theories that the Highland League wanted him out the league and all this thing. They won like 4 games in about 5 years,
Yeah.
and they got relegated.
I know.
Aye.
Come on.
I know.
Yes.
Relegated. in
And
the
they've lost
season
the
for
first 3 games of the season in the league they're in now.
Relegated
Aye.
because they had to play every single game of off.
But fast fault was that.
Aye.
We've been through all this.
Have we?
I think
Once you
I
see
think so,
once you see the pitch,
Aye.
Aye. No, it was a good weekend of sport. Obviously, finished here last Tuesday. Rangers,
Aye, well,
Aye, yeah.
PSV. That was
aye.
couldn't believe it. A minute.
Aye,
You weren't
well,
watching
I
it
was
because it's
next.
too much torture.
Last Wednesday we was doing the
that and
fitba.
I hadn't got BT.
All right.
And but my dad would have been watching that. But I cannot watch that sort of games. And
Too
I
intense.
expected I expected PSV to win quite easily, to be honest. So I was
fair,
really
they should have.
surprised. Really surprised.
Rangers did well.
Yeah, well, it's exactly for what was saying to Donkey or PSV should have.
I did
but
see the
didn't it?
highlights. It only to me looked like one really good chance, and Rangers hit a bar as well with Lawrence.
Rangers were
Aye,
solid.
to be fair, but I think if you watch the game, I watched the game.
Aye.
You'd have thought PSV, the way they played, they should have won the game comfortably.
You expected
They
them
didn't.
to be stronger at home, obviously, but
Huge.
I thought it was Tatizura's side when I seen that Rangers were at home the first leg and away second leg. And one with Drew at home, I thought, not going to happen, but fair play. Huge win up for a club, to be honest.
Huge.
Massive.
Yeah.
So
Happy with the draw.
Aye. I think both clubs have got an outside chance.
I think Celtic's group's easier.
I think both clubs are going
You
to
think
surprise
so I thought,
teams.
I thought Rangers group was easier. I thought,
Nay for me.
I think both teams are going to surprise teams.
especially him.
Aye.
him, it's
Celtic are playing some
If they- if they
unbelievable
do-
stuff right now.
if they did
Intensity.
good, well at home, there could potential to be either second or third. Third will put them but into UEFA, will it?
Oh, the winner finished bottom of that group.
No, I think they'll finish
Neither
bottom.
one.
No.
So the perfect world for both clubs is to finish third, get all the money for the Champions League, finish third, and get a good run in Europa, and then they'll make a
Aye.
fortune.
Yeah.
But you'd rather qualify, though.
Aye.
You'd
Yeah,
rather
no,
have dig at it.
I think it's possible. I think it's possible for Celtic. I think it's possible for Rangers.
Aye, yes.
Aye, it is.
Ajax not playing Liverpool.
Napoli.
Napoli's-
they were.
Napoli have scored 11 goals in 2 games, first 2 Serie A.
Aye.
I think it's a Farmers
90
League, though. isn't it?
93 million annual wage bill. Same with Ajax.
Aye.
Liverpool's 120 million and Rangers are 43 million. So that shows you, Ken.
Shows
Aye.
you they pay you more wages. That's what it shows you.
So what I always said that Aberdeen can't compete with Rangers and Celtic because of the massive disparity. So there's a massive disparity there as well. So Rangers shouldn't be able to compete with it.
This is in one-off games.
One-off games and that, Ken.
That's 2. It's 6 games, isn't it?
6 games.
I was watching
you
that
need to
Rangers
play.
game, and I don't think there's any better teams in the world than Bucks to the Wav. You've got British players playing at the back, like Goldson was immense. Just to defend and tackle. Scottish clubs, British clubs can do it. More so Scottish clubs. I just got a feeling Gio's got sussed in Europe.
Hasn't he got sus in the SPL? So
I don't think he is, but I think he is in Europe. His,
Maybe,
his results are outstanding for Rangers in Europe.
Ken about SPL. One draw against Hibs away. We've won nothing else. This is nobody's topic, by the way, is it? Oh, is this your topic? Oh, well,
There's your topic.
It was about
Aye.
Oh, it's
Old
just-
Firm.
Aye.
well,
And the question was, is it a good thing for Scottish football that Rangers and Celtic are in the Champions League?
Aye.
Aye. So just get a gap bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
there's a gap here on him.
I've
Aye,
accepted-
but it's going to be.
I've accepted that.
Aye.
And I just mean, for example, if they were to have a good run both teams this year, third place will probably get straight in the Europa League, which
Yeah.
then improves your
Aye.
opportunities for the team that finishes
Aye.
third.
And then also, if that's the case, the teams below will maybe get better calibre of players, maybe coming in for different leagues to play for that teams kind of is
Aye.
Possibly.
good playing in
if-
Europe.
Well, aye. And if Rangers and Celtic can do well, not only will the third place automatically get in maybe Europa, Celtic and Rangers might get
Straight into
Straight in.
into the leagues.
leagues. Aye.
The only problem is they took the 5 teams and took an average out of the 5 teams. Well, the other 3 teams horrendous.
Aye.
No, it's
Is that how they do it, is it?
Aye.
Aye.
So,
So Rangers and Celtic really need to do something special to keep it
But then,
keep it
Go for
points
shit
up
high.
again.
if
They are getting
do-
more money and
they're
better
getting more money,
players.
better players, better chance in Europe.
Because obviously,
And
with
then
Hearts going even into that conference, I think they're guaranteed 2 or 3 million for doing that
Hearts will do okay in there as well.
in the conference. Aye.
Aye.
They've got a tough group though. Haven't they? It's pretty. It's all right for a pub European level.
is it?
Aye.
I've never seen
Can't
it.
mind if that was Fiorentina. Is
Is
that
it?
one
Aye,
of
that's
theirs?
one of them, aye.
teams, aye.
It's a great coup for
I
Hearts.
can see why folk would think it's not a good thing for Scottish football because
Aye, I can
like
see
you
that.
say,
They'll just get bigger and bigger.
Rangers have already got a massive advantage over the rest of the teams with the wage. I think Fitz Aberdeen 10 million a year maybe
Aye.
in wages, something like that. And Rangers, I said 43 million, so you've 4 times.
Times that, aye.
And now Rangers and
Yeah,
Celtic
money.
are possibly getting an extra 40 million on top of
Top
that.
of that. Mm-hmm.
It makes it harder for like say Aberdeen and that to compete.
Aye.
So
I think there'll be a few 9-0s this season.
But
do.
joking aside, was Aberdeen and the rest competing with Rangers and Celtic anyway?
no.
No, then it,
But I think you get
And
the
even-
odd, you get the odd
even-
win. But I
even-
think that goes even further. I
Even,
want a chance of
when
that.
Rangers was out the league, I think Aberdeen had one season at it for the.
Aye.
They were
First
close.
season Rangers,
They're
the
about-
first season Rangers came up. Aberdeen, I think, done them 2-0 at Ibrox
Aye.
or something like that. Then after that, it's just been back to
To normal.
bit normal.
Just leave Celtic and Rangers do their own thing and nobody else compete for third. That's all you can do.
Aye.
Aye.
So Fudge Inks get win Old Firm at weekend.
Celtic.
Celtic are looking strong,
Celtic are looking really good.
fit, sharp.
I'm always pessimistic when it comes to these games, but I'll say Rangers.
Aye, I think
I
so.
It's
struggle
Cel-
to watch them, to be honest.
Is Celtic looking good because Dundee United make them look good at the weekend?
Well, Dundee United's marking
Oh my God!
I mean, St Mirren gave him 3 at Tannadice.
They've conceded an average of a goal
Well,
every
every
15 minutes
15 minutes.
Really, as
aye.
much as that? Oh, for Christ's sake.
That's out order, is it?
Aye.
for a professional team.
Aye.
Is the players just through
They're not trying, eh? For that to be happening, they're not trying.
That's embarrassing. Like,
Is it obviously stem from the hill? There was an argument in the
Tony
press.
what?
Tony what?
Seems to
It was a
be.
huge bust up seemingly after
And,
that.
and that,
Dutch game.
that says to me they've maybe got a voice in the dressing room and nobody's chucked it. Because we've had played in the team for that can happen.
But if the rumours are true and the big dunk comes in, they'll only get a while with doing that.
Big
Well,
Duck's not talking that job.
You think so?
No way.
It'd be brilliant, would it, for Scottish football if he took that job?
Aye.
No way.
That'd be interesting, would it?
Aye.
No? How do you
No.
think
He's Dundee
that?
United man, isn't he?
Aye.
Yes,
If
but
he gets a chance at the top job,
I think so.
is that a top job?
Is that,
of the top job, it's
Of the
Dundee
top
United.
job? Nah, it's not top. It's not. Nah.
fail
For
season?
Fitzy at Everton though, he's
He's nae
He's left now.
He's left,
Aye.
so he's not doing nothing.
Not doing
Oh,
nothing.
aye.
Oh, I thought he was still.
No, he's
Everton.
left
No,
now.
no.
Oh no, he'll
Aye.
talk
Where
it.
is
Oh,
he?
he do it.
Aye.
Oh, that
I think there's a
changes
chance he'll do
things.
it.
If he's still ever no.
He left because he didn't know what to be part of just. He was getting done to doing the coaches and that.
Aye.
So when he was
Especially.
with caretaker at the time at Everton, he was
Aye.
actually Everton had a nae bad run with him at the helm. Like,
That's just a bit of bounce, is it?
Right.
aye. No, but you said Rangers. Do you think they've got a chance this weekend?
Oh, of course, they've got a
50-50, is
chance. It's Celtic's like favourites are just on form.
I was
Probably.
under at him, so
But the old cliche form goes out to windy in Old Firm.
Aye. One off game.
first 20 minutes is key. Keep the crowd quiet.
I tell you, Angie Postecoglou's fairly prove
Aye.
He's fucking.
Oh my God,
You better-
he's absolutely made a fool of us. Eh?
Aye.
Made a fool of you.
You, Dunk.
Oh, it's,
Mike Stewart must be sitting rubbing his hands in a Have you paid him yet?
aye.
Have you?
He said he wanted a mug.
Aye.
To
I've
be
got a
fair-
mug sent. I've got a mug ready for him.
To be
Aye, have you?
fair, Mike Stewart's is the only person who actually
Yeah.
thought he was.
And he is the only person that said no. He's actually good.
I think your instant reaction in football is if somebody comes in, you're that game further. It must be,
Nice.
Must be
it
rubbish.
shite.
Aye.
I've never heard him.
Useless.
Tell you, to be fair to him, he's made bloody good signings.
Aye.
Oh, aye.
And okay, your why he plays. Every team wants to play like that. Every fan wants to see their team playing like fit. He
I was watching the pundit day when I was catching up, and obviously they're saying folk go 5 back. He just goes 5 up. He just plays 1v1,
Yeah,
and obviously he can get away because he's obviously a Celtic manager. But
that's-
it's still good to see.
he struggled in Europe playing like that.
Aye.
Oh, I definitely. Aye.
Ah, well, you could say he's in the sus Europe out where Gio has.
As,
Aye,
and,
it's
and
a
then
different-
same way in
Same
the
way
league.
with the way about.
But that's the interesting thing. We'll get to find out in the Champions League. He's at a league level now. So
Because more than Reigns, the Celtic need to have a good season because they've been embarrassed so much in Europe.
In
In
Europe,
Europe,
they
aye.
need something, do they?
Aye.
I think.
Yeah.
And but good.
I mean,
I don't think he's ain't changes wise either.
No.
He'll stick to his guns. Just by going by his interviews, he's no. If I was a fan, I would see my team's attacking. That's
Yeah.
the way we're going to be playing.
Aye.
And I think the worrying thing for Celtic fans is that's England, is it? That's what they want in England.
Aye.
Every team is playing like that now. Even the shite teams, but the lower teams are not hanging about. You watch Nottingham Forest playing
Spurs.
well, it was fucking Forest
Aye.
pushing on.
Aye.
Ken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're just up.
Aye.
Nobody's parking the bus now,
No.
and that's what fits making the Premiership so good to watch.
I know. Aye.
I mean, there's
And
some
that's-
cracking games so far. Like,
And that's Postecoglou, that's why he plays. So I'm sure Premiership managers will be,
Aye.
teams will be sniffing about him.
Yes.
If he wins stuff this year, I definitely think he's in for a shout for a Premier League job.
well, I'll be
Aye.
the Villa job, Leicester job,
Everton,
Everton.
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth.
Would he do Rodgers though? I don't care if he would.
think he's a man of principle.
I think he is. I think he'd be like, you'll hate to wait till the end of the season.
Aye.
Can I, boy?
If you're guaranteed Champions League fit by every season nearly,
Aye.
why would you go do the
Oh,
Premier
well,
League?
that's what
Has
we
that
discussed,
said,
we discussed that at Gerrard. I mean, and I think what I said, we
Aye.
couldn't believe he was going to do now.
Do you think Gerrard regrets that move now?
100%.
$1,000,000%.
Or is you're saying, if you're guaranteed Champions League football, why would you go do that? It's the best league in the world. It's far you. If you want to be the best, you got to apply your trade against the best.
The jobs are like hen's teeth and that.
He could have waited and took a better in.
For Gerrard.
Aye.
I think he could have waited. Definitely could have. I think he needed a couple more years in Scotland before he would do
I
that.
think if he cut his teeth in the Champions League
Aye.
and had a couple of seasons on it.
Because he's maybe finished if he gets sacked with Villa.
Well, he wouldn't get a Liverpool job if he gets sacked for Villa.
He'll never get a Liverpool job now.
Nah.
Unless he is a miraculous turnaround at that club. He doesn't even give his starting 11 is nowadays, does he?
His head seems a bit scrambled with his selections. Looking for that perfect.
I think there's a big miss with Beale, like going to QPR. A lot of folk behind the scenes that he was pretty good. Like,
But they did trot out some of his results when the boy Beale was there, and they weren't a much better percentage wise. So they trotted it out on the radio the other day. But I did read that same thing where they said Beale was a boy.
he's got a worse record than Gary Neville at Valencia.
Is he?
Wow.
And his mate Carragher hasn't called him out.
Nah.
I mean, I've
noticed that, aye.
Neville, Nick calling out Ole. Carragher hasn't called out his mate yet.
We've spoke about this before, though. If you're a top pundit and your mate's haying a nightmare, that's a tough situation for you. Because you're either a fanny and you bail out and say nothing, or you're a real pundit and you criticise him just like you would criticise everybody else.
Massey's haying a mare.
Aye.
Unbelievable. Why has he not been sacked yet?
But if I was in a top job,
you'd expect
like
the
that,
criticism.
and you were a pundit on Sky and you tore Man U in on Sky, I'd never speak to you again.
Oh, I know that. That's a given.
You would.
I wouldn't.
You would.
I wouldn't.
You would tell him behind closed door how's.
I'm what I tell you, I knew in Sky, by the way. Just let you Ken, Massey. You're in for a hiding.
I would maybe blank your messages. Look, Mass, Ken, we go back a long way, but I'm just saying that a thing. But Ken, can we still be pals? I would just blank it.
Once you get sacked, you would be like, I see for you was coming for you.
If you didn't like,
Nah,
this is getting onto my subject actually, but I'll save it. Save it.
Segue.
I was segue.
So I got a text through on Sunday. It was Steve Scholar on the NFL chat. You actually said later on that Aaron Rodgers was in the Joe Rogan podcast. So for me, I was fair excited because I love Joe Rogan, and Aaron Rodgers is obviously a hero of mine. So to get to listen to 3 years of yap, I was fair took it with myself, Ken. So I can't they were gonna. I wouldn't be much NFL chat because well, Rogan's not really a sportsman apart from his MMA and that. He's not a sportsman at all, really. So I wouldn't be much sport, and I can't the COVID thing would come up because last year Roger said he was immunised, and Abdi thought that meant he was vaxxed, and then he got COVID, and then he had to say that he wasn't vaccinated, and he teen a lot of shit again for it, and he was speaking about that, and Rogers was speaking about how he thought it was his allies and folk that liked him in the press and stuff like that, and it was a good thing because he got to draw a line in the sand about Fa was on his side and Fa wasn't it. And then Rogan started speaking about critics in sport, and he says it seems to be a thing with sports fans. It's their favourite pastime to shit on sports stars. And I'm sitting there, and this is why I like Rogan, because he always makes me think. Ken, I'm like, he's fucking right. Yes. And then he started describing like a working blue collar guy goes to his work and you say, you see, so and so he missed that pass. What a useless piece of shit, Ken, and all that stuff like that. And it got me thinking, that's me, Ken. He's holding a mirror up to me. That's me. I curse sports. I love sport, but I do a shit on sports stars, stuff like that. So I was kind of held up, and I started thinking to myself, have the stuff I've said in this podcast again about women's football being garbage, using hyperbole, stuff like that, and Lukaku being rubbish again, and Aberdeen, obviously criticising Aberdeen. Well, it was me criticising you boys.
West Ham getting really
and like last week's referees calling them shite and all this, and no Foden though. I'm right with him. To be fair with Foden, I've never said Foden. I was thinking about other things I've said. I have never said Foden is shit. That's why I'm saying nae Foden. I've always said he's nae as good as folks say he is.
Overrated.
And I think that's a fair comment to make. So the obvious standout for me is Harry Maguire and how much shit I've gave him on this podcast. Ken Cadamahan under the sun, donkey, useless, slabhead, whatever you want to say. And I got to thinking, well, see if I met Harry Maguire face to face and I said that to him, what would he say back to me? He'd obviously say, you couldn't lace my boots, mate. What level did you play at, Ken? And I'd hate to say, oh, fucking, I was no better than an ordinary junior player, Ken. And he could laugh at it, Ken. And we're judging folks' standards, but we're judging folk like that and their standard, and we could never even come close to that standard, Ken.
We're judging their standards on the standards that they should be playing at.
Aye, yeah, well, yeah, we'll get to that.
Sorry.
But even now, when you look at Harry Maguire, they're still hammering him. And if you're thinking, oh, Massive Fitzy's speaking about, he's fucking the world's worst, I get it. But even now, they're still hammering him. He's on the bench, and folk are still saying, oh, he's not getting. Ken, they're not speaking about Man United and how well Martinez, well, they are a bit, but there's also that undertone of, let's hammer Maguire, he's not getting back in, he's finished, he's not captain, this. I would say all that stuff.
Aye.
And you start thinking, well, why would he in that? Can the boys on the bench, just leave him alone. Maybe that's what he needs, Ken. And I don't think you can bracket Harry Maguire as a nae trying. Like, I think, I will get this and that about criticism and stuff. I don't think you can criticise a player too harshly if he's trying his best. And you can't bracket Maguire like Pogba. Like a guy that's marking thousands and thousands of pounds and nae putting it in, nae knocking his span in. Obvious for Abdi to see. I think that's worth some harsh criticism, but you can't really say that about Maguire. I don't think you could say that. But again, and it got me thinking about. When I'm at home on YouTube and Google, I like a saying. You can go to like clips and just like folk like sometimes it's heap of shite, but so and so he said this. It got me thinking about Theodore Roosevelt's speech that I once read. The American president.
That's where we're going with this shit.
It's called Man.
Oh my God! Look at this.
It's called Man in the Arena, and it just came to my head thinking about all this.
Is this a poem?
It's not a poem. It was actually a speech he gave.
Okay.
And he said, "It's not the critic that counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles, or where the doer or deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there's no effort without effort and shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat." And that is basically, that's saying to me is Klopp and why he's pissed off we got beat a Lahore, especially because he's been a man in the arena and now he's
pointing the finger.
Basically, never judge till you've walked a mile in my shoes. And if I'd put up for discussion is
this the last podcast?
No. I'll just call it on as normal. But I'm just going to say
what's going on?
So what? Oh me.
No, it's a great.
And one of that sayings I was thinking about is a favourite of mine's Mark Twain, and
his brother.
No, he's whenever you find yourself on the side of the majority, it's time to pause and reflect. It brings great comfort to me, that saying.
So you've paused and reflected.
So, what I would say, so I'm basically going on about criticism and us sitting here criticising folk and maybe questioning it, saying, if that was your son or daughter, would you accept that as par for the course? So just say Harry Maguire was your son, Ken. You'd be pissed off, would you? If you, so the question is, do we go too far with criticism? Should we do better? Can we do better? And if so, how do we do better?
No, yes. And I can how we do better. But
I've got some ideas and the type of things that I think I should say and that are acceptable, and some of the things I've said, which I did say earlier, like Can Maguire shite and that. That is hyperbole. It's nae true. He's nae shite.
He's nae shite.
He didn't pay 80 million for somebody who's shite. No. And I'm famous for going at far.
But he's shite for the standard he should be at.
Yeah.
Ken, we aren't comparing it me, you. Ken, because he's fucking miles better than we could have ever been.
Yeah.
But we're comparing him against his peers.
Yeah.
And I compared against his peers.
He's a poor
shit.
Yeah. He's on 200 grand a week.
And your point is he's
nae trying. He's definitely nae trying. He's just nae up to the level.
But he's nae that level.
Trying.
I agree.
He's nae trying.
He's nae trying.
Definitely trying his best.
Yeah.
A boy looks like a lost soul.
But he's nae up to that level against his peers. So in that respect, he's open for criticism because he's nae good enough to be there.
And I agree that he's open for criticism, but I think, and I'm speaking from against myself here,
too personal.
Saying he's shit is nae unacceptable way to phrase it. I think you said there, he's maybe nae good enough for Man United. In fit I've seen, I think that's acceptable to say.
That's acceptable.
I didn't think he's good enough for Man United, especially to be captain. But also, I think that's acceptable criticism. But and maybe trying to be critical in a way that's
more constructive.
Because didn't I just say he's shit? No. For you getting that, he's not shit because he's playing for Man United.
No, you're saying he's shit.
Paid 80 million for him.
He's shit for that team.
We could clean up our criticism. We'd probably get a sponsor. Do you know what I mean?
But I understand what you're saying, and it's quite easy to just say he's crap and shite. But it's just as easier for us to say, well, he's not playing the best, and he's not as good as his peers is, or other centre halves.
And then somebody would go to you, well, you're being lenient saying that, wouldn't they?
Well, you are, but you're saying the same thing, just in a different term.
But it's setting a standard for yourself and your own criticism. Rather than saying he's shit, you should maybe say, well, why Man United want to play and want to get to, I don't think he suits that way of playing.
Which you've said.
And I do think that's true.
No.
And in a funny way, and ironically, since they've dropped him, Ten Hag's actually going to counter-attack. They only had 30% possession against Liverpool, and I think Southampton had more possession in it them as well. And in a funny way, he's actually playing a way that would probably suit Maguire better if he'd been playing in that 2 games. I think Maguire struggles when he's too far up the pitch, too much space in behind. He's not got the pace to get back. If a bars play do the top, boys play on it, Ken.
Aye.
But I think in a air brackets low block, he's a good defender. He can heed, he can tackle, he can can he lead? I'm not sure if he can. But I think he can. I think in a backs to the wall team, but nobody's playing like that anymore, to be fair. But Chelsea, maybe. Even Spurs.
But you're saying about like the criticism thing, but there's more platforms now. That's why it's worse. Because there's like podcasts. You go back 10 years, there was no podcasts.
Yeah.
And there's just more platform for folk to spout.
And folk. And
it's everywhere.
No our level, but folk are on a national level. Kind of like Talk Sport is just, for me, is just one load of shite after the other. Fucking Agbon Lahore. Exactly what Klopp was saying. Ken, against his peers, he wasn't the best player. If he won runner-up fucking a cup or something. Don't get me wrong, better than me, but here's a constructive criticism. But then he's trying to slag off. What was he slagging off again? Was it the whole Man United team? Then he slagged off a boy Martinez, saying he never won. Only aerial duels, he'll get bullied.
Yeah.
Well, the fact showed he won 5 out of 5 aerial duels and won every single one of his tackles and never got dribbled past. So, for me, spouting shite like that isn't it constructive? Because it's utter bullshit.
Aye. But we spec like that, do we?
But
we didn't see stats. We just see if it's an eye, do they?
The eye test,
the eye test, innit? And it's hard not to be judgmental far too quick, jump to a conclusion with Martinez after the Brentford game. I was guilty. You were guilty of the first game, even with Martinez saying, "Nah, he's not good enough." Then all of a sudden, 2 games later, this is the best signing Man United said in years, Ken.
Aye.
So sometimes you're far too quick, far too reactive on the moment.
But how much do they listen to?
Eh?
At that level.
Aye.
Is that also a fan's perspective as well, and you get a bit hate up about things?
Well, football's a reactive game.
Aye, it is. I just think it made a good point with me, because these guys that we watch, they bring us enjoyment. Now we can't, Ken. And at the end of the day, they're not ruining anybody's life, sir. They're just they're in the entertainment business. So maybe you should pay them a bit more respect. And if you are going to criticise them, at least be constructive about it, and nay just basically be abusive towards them. And like I say, I'm the world's worst at it. But maybe you should have a wee think and say, well, I should maybe up the standard a wee bit.
Yep.
Especially if you've got a platform like
We do
a wee bit. Now that you see how much folk are listening, and that, you should maybe try and maybe put up
be a bit more
just say, oh, Harry Maguire.
Politically correct.
I am not politically correct. No, I'm just saying
Mere substance to your argument.
A constructed piece to say, look, this is why I didn't think Harry Maguire should be playing, and here's my reasons, and go through all the reasons, rather than saying Maguire, he shouldn't be playing, worst captain ever. That's what I'm saying.
Which is right.
Wouldn't it be, also wouldn't it be saying it if he was doing that same job at Brighton?
But again, Brighton didn't sit deep there.
No, but I'm just saying in a bigger picture.
But then Brighton hadn't paid 80 million for him.
No.
And he's not the biggest club, one of the biggest clubs in the world, for the focus is on you all the time.
In fact, it's a different sort of sport, because, like, for example, somebody who deserves ridiculous criticism is, for example, Raducanu, who's done nothing since she won a US Open, and she doesn't really get no criticism. She's just like, well, she lost again every time in the first round, loses again, but yet in football, you get strips torn off you.
Yeah. But here's last week, you weren't happy with Shed's criticism, or mine, or Joshua, because, well, I think a comment that stands out for me is Shed goes, he's manufactured, and you lost your shit because how can you say he's manufactured? He fucking beat all these boys. I mean, that's a good point, isn't it? And you were kind of arguing for what I'm saying. You can't just say he's manufactured. There's more to it, innit? Mm-hmm. Even though you didn't like him, you've still got to say, Ken, you've said he's fought the best. I'd maybe disagree with that, but Ken,
yeah.
Ken, what I'm getting at.
Aye.
More substance to the criticism.
Aye. Rather than just that. And you boys can carry on. I'm going to try my best to actually nail it. Right. And I'll last a bit of wick.
So say wanker of the week.
Fucking raging.
Wanker of the week's going to one day, is it?
Aye. It's easy to say things like that in a rage, you know. When you're angry about something, Ken, it's easy just fucking.
Aye. Wife's burnt the chips or something.
That's why I've been
fucking one job.
That's why I've been off a text when the football's been on of late.
Aye.
It's been tried very hard, Nate, but I know anything on the group chats when the football's been on.
That's definitely difficult.
It is. But I've been managing.
Yeah, but you haven't been so much.
If you're
because you want to reply with a substance.
If it's that thing when you go to church and you say you've done something wrong.
Confession.
It's like Matt's coming out with a confession. He just to cleanse his soul.
Do you feel better,
he's been digging out Harry Maguire.
He's trying to find his way to heaven and no hell.
Aye.
Yeah, well,
it's like
he's driving the bus to hell.
I did the same with Lukaku. He's saying he's garbage, Ken. But there's a boy that's won Serie A, scored countless goals in Serie A. I should have maybe just says I didn't think
he's cut out for the Premiership.
Well, maybe not even that, because he did quite well at Everton, did he?
Right.
Maybe not cut out for a top team in England. It's really what I was saying, but maybe too harshly.
Aye.
But you wouldn't have got a lot of folk disagreeing with you either.
Dunk did.
Aye.
Well, I can't Lukaku.
Because that's two things basically that I've said he's now coming on board with, because he thought he was too harsh.
Too harsh, but he's not saying it's not right.
No, I was right about Lukaku, but I'm just saying he was shit. He's not shit, is he? He's fucking a Belgian international. The same with Maguire, Why he was mark up shite to back up their own argument. So, the boy's done well for England. He's an international. And I was batted at a wall saying, well, he's playing a 3, nobody attacks England. But at the end of the day, how many caps he had for England? He can't be shite.
You wouldn't be getting any more if he doesn't get a game now, boy.
Exactly.
I think he'll be shitting himself for a World Cup place.
Yeah. I think so. But that's just what I'm saying.
But would I agree? He's getting hammered. And even you listen to other news threads, he's getting it worse than probably any player in the Premier League.
But he's the biggest club
in the world.
He's the most expensive defender in the world.
And he's an English captain.
He's an England captain and Man United captain, so you're up there to be knocked down.
And Fitty did in Greece and all that.
Aye, kicked the boy hand.
And I agree with that to the extent that he's up there, he's getting, and he's... That's his another thing, isn't it?
But he farts and he gets hammered for it.
He's paid enough, so you're alright to shitting him because he's paid heaps of wages. Does that really wash? Just because he's paid heaps of money, you can shit in him? I don't think that's true, is it?
No.
That's
it's not an argument.
No.
It's not an argument, no.
But, like I say, I was the world's worst with Harry Maguire, and I probably still will be if he gets back in the team. And I feel sorry for... Because somebody actually texts me and goes, Ken, you like that, Massey, because you hate Maguire. I says, hold on a minute. I didn't say hold on a minute, but in my head I said, hold on a minute. I don't hate him.
I hate the guy.
I didn't hate him.
Aye.
I dislike him as a player.
I just didn't think he's a good enough player for Man United. But also right now, folk are still speaking about Harry Maguire. The boy's sitting on the bench. Man United have won a couple of games. Give the boy a break now.
Aye.
Maybe that's what he needs.
Yes.
Stop saying, he'll never get back into the team. He'll get back into the team because one injury. Fals has got to come in at centre half. Lindelof.
Well, I think Lindelof's actually better than Maguire.
Then we'll get a true reflection on Maguire. Though, if say they win 5-6 games, somebody gets injured, he goes back in and they start losing again, and that says it.
But last season they were kind of toddling along, winning, losing. And when he came out of the team, they had a couple of hidings, mate.
Aye.
I can see Maguire and Casemiro in the middle of the park, like.
In the middle of the midfield.
No offence, that's why you're not a top class manager.
Never want to be a manager.
No.
Nah.
You enjoy that, you think?
So
Nah.
that's the end of the Maguire loving segment.
It's definitely not a love for Maguire.
No. But at least he goes to training, he turns up and looks at Anthony at Ajax. Yeah. Word of him maybe moving on training.
I'd like to go on that because it's a joke.
One more thing.
Aye.
Sometimes we also speak about stuff and you don't care if it's going on. That you don't hear that you're saying that is shocking. Scott Parker is sacked after 4 games, but you don't care if it's going on. He's maybe not just been sacked after 4 games, and we've already said it's probably because of what he said. You don't care if it's going on in the background at a football club, do you? And sometimes things happen that on the outside look like an absolute nonsense. I can't understand it. But the reason you can't understand it is because you don't care if it's going on. It's a famous Jim Mora for the NFL. You think you know, but you don't know. You just don't know.
What have I walked into tonight?
Fucking
listen to that Jim Mora. When he's speaking to press, Kevin, he says,
right,
you think you know, but you don't know.
Let's talk about cheating mercenaries.
It's Shania Twain once
players.
Man, I feel like a woman.
Like, obviously, a man for Fanas just basically went, that's it, I'm not doing nothing. I'm not going to do a stroke until I get my move to Chelsea. And just amount of players, Willy Bolly, in the squad, doesn't even turn up for Wolves. Now he's at Forest. And it's just, I just can't believe it. Then I started reading about Mahrez, apparently. I forgot he did it. Tevez did it way back. Payet did it at West Ham till they got, and these players got their move in the end. And I just think,
Player
unbelievable. Exactly, player power. You're getting paid your wages, turn up, train, and play. And you get, but the boy Fofana has just been a joke, like just point blank refusing to play for bloody Leicester and banished to train with the kids. I just think these boys are being paid a fortune.
But what difference it mark if they're paid a fortune or no? Look at the bin men this week. That's the same.
Aye, Edinburgh, a mess.
They're not happy, so they've went on strike. They want more wages, went on strike. So what's the difference between that and a football player?
A football player's contracted, is he? He's signed a contract.
So you sign a contract for you.
A club that stuck by him through 2 horrific injuries, and as soon as there's Chelsea come to, that's it, I'm not doing nothing.
I don't think you can compare the bin man with a Premier League
exactly
player.
the same scenario.
I don't think so.
I can't deep down in your soul, you don't believe what you're saying here.
I think that's definitely different.
Look at his face, that's why he's laughing.
It's not different. It's exactly the same.
You get what I'm saying, just down in tools. So basically I'm saying just down in tools because somebody's came in for him. I just find it unbelievable.
Well, they want to move.
Difference is, I think a bin man can put in his notice. I think a player can they? But the player can't go into.
They basically just because
I'm finishing the next 12 weeks.
They just cause hassle so that they can only get moved on to get them out of the club.
Well, why would you not want to? Why would you not want to move?
Eh?
Why would you not want to move?
You'll still get your move.
That's okay.
Well, you wanna
wanting to move, but
if you didn't agitate for it.
Down in tools is unacceptable.
Down in tools is unacceptable.
Why?
Totally unacceptable.
You're contracted. You've signed a
You're
contract.
contracted, right?
Right. See if when you from a club and you come to negotiate a contract, and the club says, right, we'll give you 3 years, and you sign that contract. I'm happy to play with you for 3 years. Now it comes to 2 year.
He signed a 5 year, of mine, right?
Aye. But we'll just stick to my 3 year contract here. And then another club comes in after 2 years and wants to sign you.
Yeah.
Well, you're obligated to play for that club for another year. Doesn't matter because teams come in for you or no.
Correct.
So if that club say we're not selling you, you're going to have to wait another year before you can sign for them because you have already put down in paper that you're going to play for that club for 3 years. So putting down tools on your 3rd year because another club come in for you is unacceptable.
Like Levy did to Kane, and he just basically went, "You're going nowhere." And look what's happened.
Aye. Well,
knuckle down.
The club should have balls to do it. But they haven't, have they? Because are the powers with the player. So if you're a player wanting a bigger move to a bigger club, you get agitated for it. And if you didn't,
there's agitating and being a complete mercenary.
It doesn't matter. Fuck. If you went to your boss and said, "I want to move. I've been offered more money to there, and I want to move." No, you're not moving. Well, a fucking arm.
But you didn't sign a 3 year contract at your
work. You just put your notice in.
You put your notice in. But the player can't do that. But it's essentially the same idea. You would agitate for a move. You just say, "Well, I want to move." Yeah. So handing in your notice is down in your tools. In essence, because that's the only way you can do it. That's the only way you can move is by saying, "I'm handing my notice." So it's me down in my tools because I want to move to there.
I think
so. The player's only option is to say, ask for his transfer request. It's denied, and then. Fuck it. I want my move, so I'm going to get to play for you.
Aye, well, that's for a two order.
That's for a two order.
I think it's okay.
Leicester need him in a.
But he doesn't want to be there. So if it's going to happen, well, even if he thinks, all right, I'll wait another year. He's not getting his all, is he? He's a player already made up his mind. So
it's a black and white for you. Is if somebody wants to move somewhere else, just get rid of him straight away. That's it.
Basically,
I would if you was Leicester, if it was you get rid of him.
Oh, you're selling him. You're selling him. Because he's already made his mind up.
He's made his mind up, aye.
As a manager, I would tend to, if a player said he wanted a wad, I'd say, okay.
And it's
if you don't want to be here on the mayor, I don't want you.
Exactly.
And especially, I think the only way didn't...
Wally Bolly, named in the squad, no turning up. Completely unacceptable.
Absolutely.
Only thing
that's worse.
Is Harry Kane situation for he come up through Spurs. And Spurs didn't let him move.
Aye.
And well... All right, he's been there all the time, but these boys that are moving every 3 or 4 years, sell go.
What's the hell?
But Bolly being named in the squad, no turning up. That's fine enough.
No, it's not.
That's the lowest of the low.
But then he's agitating his move.
Aye, but to no turn up.
Difference with Harry Kane, though. He's a professional. He's turned up and trained.
Did he tell him Andrew he wasn't coming on anyway?
But that's unacceptable.
I'm not coming.
Was it near the famous scene? Was it Peter Odewingie, mine?
Turned up at car park.
Didn't car park himself.
Try to get him moving, didn't get.
The boys were like, get the fuck.
I think the Bosman rule's got a lot to do.
Aye.
Well, it's fucked it.
It's far too much. It's right. It is right, but it's fucked up by in a way. That's why the explosion of wages came and go.
Yep.
But then sports is... It's kind of fucked at itself as well with money, is it? Because...
Is it players doing it, though? Is it the agent making them do it?
But if you can't sign up a player to a normal contract. It's like a normal works contract. You're paying, if I move to Lovey's isn't paying a transfer fee to Leiths, is there?
No.
I mean, so there's huge money involved.
You're an asset to a club if you're a big player.
Exactly. So you need to protect that.
You're not worth 5 million to Leiths.
They sure like. But you can't I'm getting at it's not normal.
Yeah.
But didn't tell me if somebody's coming in, Leicester's a lot to get pumped most of the season. Chelsea's paying 70 million for you. Probably got to treble your wages. You're not telling me you're going to be happy just sitting at Leicester.
I think you've got to honour your contract though. I think you signed the 3 year. You said 3 year, okay. You signed that, so you've got to. That's basically.
But
gone your
how
word.
many-
That's your word.
How many players
It's
do
beyond your
run
word.
out a contract? How many players run out contracts?
Well,
Nobody.
clubs didn't want that to happen
Exactly.
because then they disappear on a free, do they?
Yeah.
So you really, once it comes into the second last year of your contract, you're already negotiating with the player to extend.
So we didn't. Is Leicester trying to negotiate a new contract with Fofana?
No, because he just signed a 5-year deal last year.
Right.
So he's got 4 years left in his
I
contract.
think so.
So Leicester are in a very powerful position there.
Yeah,
Because they could mark him rot for 4 years
Good day.
out of principle.
But then he's sitting picking up wages, and Leicester's got an asset sitting doing nothing. So fit the UD.
Well, if you stick in your heels, I think.
Now, why Leicester is just new, I think they're financially in a great place.
No.
They need the money. I think that's why
And
they'll get rid
so
of him.
they'll either sell it. Well, they will sell a player because he's in a medical in America a day. But you want to cash in your asset because your asset's needs to you because it's fundamentally it's
You'd rather sell your car before it's bashed.
exactly.
In a way, though, if you're buying a player and he acts like that, you're now does that not put you off a bit?
100%. Because he'll do it. Because he'll do it again.
See if he's doing it.
What's he going to do if he doesn't get a game in the Chelsea team for the next 18 months?
But does Chelsea see he's eager to join the club?
But I've just said, though, what happens if he's not playing for the next 18 months because you can't get in the team?
Well, this is the
Does he
same.
do the same thing again?
He'll agitate for a move, and Chelsea ask 7
Yep.
million for him to get his money back. But then if he's not good enough for Chelsea, first paying big money for him.
Nobody. So he'll rot.
So nobody's needing him. So he'll rot. So
It's the same with Basuma at Spurs. Can they what one spent 50 million and can't get into the team?
but then that's a chance you talk.
No,
But it's a long season, Mike. Long season. You need all
need
these boys.
squad, you
for
need-
sure.
especially top teams. If you want to be up here challenging them for a league, you need a
But when you start
abundance in a
looking
squad.
on researching it, there's more and more players have done it, and now I get that move. It's bollocks. So
'cause of-
Harry Kane's the only one that didn't get a move.
Because he's dealing with Levy.
Aye,
And Levy is stubborn.
and went, "You're going nowhere."
But did Kane turn around and say, "Aye, I want to move"?
I don't think did he put in a transfer request?
I think he did.
I think.
I think he did.
I don't think he agitated for the move. Though,
No,
did he,
it was
really?
just a.
His lip was due for a while.
Aye, but
Man, he said a slow start to season.
He's up and trucking.
He
now.
wanted to go to City.
of
But
course.
now
he
he's
did.
probably thinking, this was not bad.
Aye,
Football
well,
can change quite quick.
he's probably in a big whack of wages. You'll be Spurs all time greatest goal scorer. You'll be fucking.
But did his brother negotiate his contract? Didn't he fuck it up or something by not getting a
A
release
release
clause
clause.
on it or something? Ken?
Basics.
Anyway, football
It's-
players.
It's like Paulie and Rocky, is it?
Aye.
But getting bad deals.
Balling's the worst thing I've ever heard. Actually, I couldn't believe it when I heard it the other day. A named in his squad and didn't even turn up to the game.
Nah, it's shocking.
Oh my god!
And he didn't turn up purely because he wants a move.
Aye, and
Aye.
now he signed for Forest.
Well,
Got for his one, didn't he?
He's
Is
a
that-
decent. I thought he was decent. You know?
Good bit.
Him and Cody was kind of this.
No.
Now they're both gone.
They're both gone.
it's going to be a long season for Wolves, I think.
I'm struggling a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
They nearly. What did they
The
nearly?
whole Portuguese team. Get rid of them.
Aye.
Still some good players there. Like
They're still a decent team. They're just struggling to get a goal just now. aren't
it was same last season.
they? Aye, they were.
Boy's not been the same since he smashed his head in, is he?
Nah.
Jimenez, aye.
I wouldn't be either if
No.
you'd gone for a header or
Nah,
50-50 challenge. You'd be like,
not sure.
Fitchers, you get speak about shit again.
the transfer window.
Oh,
Should the transfer window be closed before the season starts? And should there be a transfer window in January? So, the reason I got thinking it was because of the palaver that's happened this week. And it's kind of unfair in a lot of the clubs, especially maybe the lower ends like Fofana, Leicester. Ken, why is all that business need done before all the league starts?
they came for the
I
cards.
think they did try it a couple of years back, and I thought it worked a lot better because everybody kens from the first game of the season starts, everybody's got their squad, everybody kens what they've got, and just can focus on football. But if you're a manager just now, it must be an absolute nightmare.
but if
And I don't think it adds to the. Here's Man United lost the first 2 games of the season. Now they've signed 3 or 4 extra bodies. Why was that 3 or 4 extra bodies nae in before the start of the season?
was that bad recruitment for the club?
Well, it is possibly. It's probably a number of things, but you would like to think you're starting the season with your strongest squad. If Man United won that 2 games at the start of the season, they wouldn't have added to their squad a bit.
No?
I don't think
they
so.
would've.
Again, but maybe not to the extent they're wanting to. Again, you seen how agitated and everything Abdi was after they lost the first 2 games. So should the transfer season across Europe close when the first league starts?
It suits all the big clubs again because they can unsettle all the players for the lesser clubs because it's normally them it's buying.
But you want your ideally in an ideal world you want all your players in for the first day of pre-season. Yeah.
And gone back to the January window, again that suits the big clubs because if they're in a bit of bother they can go out and spend. Little clubs maybe not so much, or the smaller clubs, sorry. So should they just do away with the January window? That's your 28 or 30 man squad you've got. I can run with it. Injuries are no tough.
If I'd be dealing with Huawei with the whole transfer deadline day together and just leaving it open all the time.
Oh well, I'd thought about that.
So what it used to be.
It used to
What it used to be, I think it would be better like that.
Nobody would be rushing about.
buy and sell any time you want.
Any time you want.
Kind of like
I was just wondering for Andy's thoughts. Mine was like get it done, stop before only the season starts.
Because I'll be honest, I'm sick to death of like when it comes up to transfer deadline day and you're just Abdi's.
How long this went on? It's went on for fucking 6 weeks or something.
It's this yellow shit and get that stupid cunts on Sky Sports News.
I just want to know if it's an actual big player signed for a big club. That's it. That's all.
We're getting news that such and such is this and that.
He's flown into.
Get the.
He's actually just taking a weekend where he's blown.
Aye.
The young.
Do you know the final day now it's inflated rates as well?
Well, it's desperation then, isn't it?
No, but
the desperation will still be
whenever the deadline is.
But whenever the deadline is.
But you get your best deals in the last day, though. That's why they always.
Yeah, because I'm sure I've got a text somewhere only because he gave us a run in why. Because I asked him why nothing goes to the wire.
So like a domino effect. You're waiting for
somebody to sign for somebody.
Are the pressures on in the last day? So if a club is hudding out for more money in a player and it's getting a deadline, well, we've either got to attack us or we're not going to get none at that.
Because mine a couple of seasons ago, Aberdeen signed 4 strikers in the last day of mine, and they're
that shouldn't have happened because here's Man United, for instance, playing on Thursday night. Again, there's still business, potential business still to be done. I'm not just saying it's because of Man United. Could have been nobody playing this week.
If about your smart clubs that haven't got the money, then hey obviously maybe not so much big squads. They need cover in positions for as injuries coming in. Should that transfer market need been left open so they could dip in to get cover?
You can't
let one here and one other in just because you're a bigger club.
To say hey open all the time.
You should just say no. Well, I open all the time possibly, but I'm thinking if you've got a 28-man squad, that's your 28-man squad for day one. That's it all the way through the season.
Aye.
I would mark it more exciting.
Aye,
we've got like here's Liverpool got nine players out or whatever.
Aye.
Well, that's fine. They've still got a squad of 17 that they can choose for.
Yeah. So
you rarely get any good business done in January window, though, do you? No. Very rarely. I think the biggest deal I can mind is probably Berbatov to Man United. Hasn't there been many big ins in January, is there? No, I can think off the top of my head anyway. It's hard to do good business.
It'll be different this year, I think.
That's a cliche getting new, really, now, is it?
It'll be different this year, I think.
He did get a good player in January.
Desperation.
How's it good? World Cup.
World Cup this year. So I think it'll be a lot, maybe more January spending.
There'll be folk injured, maybe coming back for World Cup. Teams need.
Haaland will be even stronger because Norway aren't there. He'll get a month after his charge.
Rest.
Aye.
To bulk up and be bigger and
strong.
Faster.
He's a beast, like.
Unbelievable.
Just pinned the centre half. You're not getting near me.
Why he's running through him 9 times out of 10, centre half comes through and slides, gets a bar in there, but he can't move him.
Nah.
He's something else, like.
He's.
And I was saying, like, I was on the radio the other day, they went through all the strikers, like, you heard the amount of touches that I had since the season started, and he said, so they were at about 190, 200 odd, he's only had 80 odd touches, so basically what they're saying is, he's doing nothing, he's just hanging about the back post and then getting the taps.
He's doing
running,
creating space.
No, but he's not involved in any build, because Man City play that much good fit, but he's just there. Cheers.
But
he's occupying.
He's occupying probably 3 or 4 defenders.
If he's on the pitch, he's doing something.
But one thing nobody's done yet, nobody's clattered him, have they?
Clatters nowadays.
But somebody, the only thing you haven't seen happen to him yet is somebody clatter him.
Martinez.
tickle his ankles. Maybe.
He's in Holland and he's happy.
There's only like 8 inches in difference in height.
That doesn't matter.
8 inches is a lot.
Seemingly.
Some tell. Right, we've got clue number 3.
Oh, aye.
Clue number 3. I've had 23 European Tour wins. One of them was the Volvo PGA.
Oh, aye, that ain't aye.
The big famous thing. So I'm just saying, he said 23 European Tour wins.
It's a lot. That is a lot.
And one of them was the Volvo PGA, so he's never really had other big ones in there.
At that time, there was really big events in the European Tour.
Stuck with my second guess. I think it's wrong, but
Yeah, I'm stuck with second name.
Aye. So Zabby got a wee answer down for that.
Aye.
Right, going back to Massey's topic, let's do Wanker of the Week. I'll go first.
be constructive, mate.
Be constructive.
Be constructive. I've written somebody doing here, but I've actually changed it since I've finished work. So this week my name's got to be Rory McIlroy.
Shut up, you absolute numpty. Rory McIlroy.
Aye.
For fit.
For slagging all this boy's going to have to live.
Like it.
18 of them.
This will be a goodie.
I'm going to go to Wentworth next week and there's 18 of them.
Well, let's just while you're on it, we might as well name mine. So mine is Cameron Smith.
Aye.
Because he's joined a live day.
Aye.
Absolute moron.
Is it not just golf progression?
Nah.
Here's Rory and Tiger try to do some fucking stadium shit. That's not going to work.
Time will tell.
Do you think it'll work?
Rory and Tiger are bigger than any of the numpties that are playing in the live.
Are they? Cameron Smith.
Yeah.
He's
Dustin
on
Johnson.
world number 2.
Phil Mickelson.
The amount of time before the Schefflers of the world now are into it.
Yeah.
It's going to be a case of Abdi's in it and part for him. And he'll be sitting there grovelling.
Eating like a big grovelling. Rory's got it right.
Sitting in a pub somewhere in Ireland listening
Absolutely
to
superb telly on Sunday night, watching the best against the best on Sunday night. And Rory came out on top.
Oh, he's a good golfer and it was good on Sunday, but his comments today going on about how he's going to be so disappointed playing at Wentworth.
Well, what he's getting at is the PGA Tour had the ball to ban him. The DP World Tour didn't they?
Aye.
So they're all get to play in a tournament when they wouldn't have got to play on the PGA.
Yeah. But why ban him?
They made their call.
Aye.
Playing a public, and it's just purely... Cameron Smith, world number 2, just won a major and he wants to jump across. Unbelievable.
It's just something similar to if it was speaking about with the players, isn't it? Getting for transfers.
Fit's the thing that annoys you most about live. Why do you hate it so much?
Because it's no 4 rounds. There's no a cut. It's a shotgun start. And they've all been made what they are on fit they've done on their own tours. And they're just purely jumping for money. And also the fact that none of them will just say, I'm doing it for cash.
So why not reap a bit? If you're the best in the world at fit you do, why not reap a benefit of the cash? Why not reap the benefit of you being the best?
And I can't get behind why it's not enough that they've got. You know what I mean?
Your I was wanting more though, you know.
Kenner's Rory won 18 million the other night.
Aye.
It's the third time he's won it. Did none of them want to do that because they're not good enough to do that, and that's why they're jumping. A high percentage of them have done that for that reason.
If I'm not good at golf and I've got a chance to go out and live golf, in the off chance I might get a decent finish.
But we know the Saudis are minted, but the amount of money if they're shelling out hundreds of millions for all these boys, it's not sustainable.
I don't think it's for him, but I don't think it's good for golf.
No, I'm the same. I don't think it's good for golf.
I don't think it's good for a golf.
But as part of my saying...
But I can't what you're saying. I understand.
Because they're not going, but none of us have watched it yet because there's not even a platform to watch it on.
YouTube.
Can't first waste no time doing that.
No, me. No. But I also, on the other hand, think the freedom to choose.
But see what I'm saying about
if they were to go and play in another tour, why should anybody stop them? It's they're in fitness, they're in free will to do so.
But then they shouldn't be bumping their gums wanting to come back on and
that's what I mean. Yeah. They've made their call.
They've made their bed and line it. So for Rory to turn around and call him out for that, it's not his place to say that. They've made that decision.
Why isn't it his place?
He's just a spokesperson because he's a world number 1, isn't he? Or one of the world number 1, but the top player.
It's affecting his sport.
Is it downgrading his sport?
Yeah.
So he's maybe the prize money's going to do, and so that's how he's scared about.
Well, the prize money's actually gone up.
Is it?
Aye.
You know, he's concerned about the best players in the world going to play in a Diddy League for nothing.
Because it is a Diddy League, it's not real golf, because there's not a cut. It's 3 rounds.
Big money though, is it?
Aye, but then...
There are top professionals in it. Dustin Johnson, that's a boy. Cameron Smith, like you say, he's just on a major.
It's only 3 rounds. So for example, Stenson done the right thing in the sense, so hasn't made a cut for 2 years, goes and wins, because probably if there was a 4th round he would have blew up. So he's That's why he went.
Again, they're guaranteed the cash, so the golf will be more relaxed. There'll be a fuck about the players.
Fitz wrong with that.
You're guaranteed 1.8 million.
I'm not saying nothing, but I'm just saying
it's not competitive because you're guaranteed at 1.8 million so far as the drive to win.
Again, Fitz wrong with that.
If you're a top sportsman, you're going to be competitive, you know.
But there's no credibility for winning that tournament when it's only 3 rounds because golf's 4 rounds and there's a cut after 2.
Do you need credibility as a golfer and somebody if you're getting
gives you millions?
Nah. No worry, do you? But it'll probably end up being like a Chinese league. It'll be going for so long and I'll be able to get splashed.
And then far do they go after that?
I didn't like it, but I also think they've got the freedom to do what they want, and Rory McIlroy's got the freedom to cut him out for it. So, and the PGA's got the freedom to ban him because it's their tournament. They are their tour.
Fit disappoints me is them turning the back on the thing that made him as well.
And I just think the boys in their pomp like Smith's at the top of his game, right? So it's almost like he's gone there for easy pickings because on form alone, he should beat most of them boys.
Well, he's gone there.
And why do you want to stay, for example, and win a FedEx against Scheffler, against Rory, 1 and 2, head for head, hole for hole, shot for shot, and he's bailed.
Because he's guaranteed
probably 200 million, 300 million, whatever they said they're going to give.
Can I turn that down?
This is such a short career in a golfer, isn't it? Maybe
that's probably the longest career, isn't it?
No, at the peak. To be at the peak.
Well, if you're good, you'll stay at the top.
Something's got to give.
Aye, that's what I mean.
It kind of go on. PGA when I head top and live. Something's going to break. And somebody's going to tackle and Abdi will end up at a certain thing. That's the way it always works. It's just interesting to see how it pans out.
Yeah, no, but I know it's like the Saudis countless money, but they kind of keep every year, in my opinion, getting hundreds of millions.
It. They need to.
Someone has to. Aye. So a TV platform is
a TV platform.
I think the turning point is when a TV platform signs it up, and then it's here to stay.
Is that pay-per-view, Ken? It wouldn't be Sky, will it?
No.
Unless Sky Benny.
I'll put my money on DAZN
or something like that. Means you got to pay for it.
Mm-hmm. Nobody's doing it just now. Obviously, let's see how it reacts and how it goes for a start, and see if it's a good platform. Because if it's shite, nobody's watching it.
Currently, nobody's watching it.
I only watch the majors anyway.
And the folk I reckon how well attended these events are. So,
in fact, about the Hill Stadium thing that Rory and Tigers are doing on a Monday night.
And I read about it.
So it's like virtual golf.
It's like a 2020 cricket thing, isn't it?
Virtual golf.
2 hours.
Then once it gets close to the hole, they could actually just chip on a hole somewhere.
Fan experience.
Sounds shit to me.
Try to get the modern. Try to get the youngsters in.
Aye. Try to cash in. Aye. Fuzzy or wanker a week, us.
And I got in because I've turned around a new leaf.
Mine is massive.
I've decided against it.
Have you?
Well, I'll give you mine. Richarlison.
Oh, he was.
How?
Honestly.
Explain. I seen something in the chat today, but I never looked right into it.
You seen it?
Well,
Spurs. Was there something on Twitter?
Spurs are 1-0 up.
Aye.
Were they 1-0 at the time or 2-0?
Oh, yes.
In the
against
Forest. So the ball comes to Richarlison, middle of half, on a byline. He rolls it, he flicks it up with
on his
each
side
of his feet. 3 or 4 keep-you-ups, then tries and nutmegs the boy.
That's right, I mind one.
And he goes to a Forest player takes a bad touch, comes in,
and he absolutely
50 fucking
cleans him out.
It was not clean out for me though.
No problem. He flipped him. He flipped him rather than.
I think the boy deliberately landed on him as well.
Aye, I think he did.
He didn't Thatcher him.
No.
Ben Thatcher. That was what he was needing.
He could have done better.
He did deserve it. I thought Carragher's commentary was brilliant. He goes, he annoys me.
Aye, that's blatant disrespect to the opponent.
Yeah, it's even on a level we've even played it. We can say anybody does that in a game.
You're better than him.
He's got no defence.
But I also like folk who do that.
No, I agree with that now because
that's a long time ago, and you've probably heard about boy Baxter.
Jim Baxter,
keep you ups at Wembley, and he's a hero for it in Scotland.
Look at Celtic beating Dundee United 9-0. Is that doing the same kind of thing?
Kind of.
No,
it should be a case that once it gets to 5 goals,
that's robbing it. And game's finished at 4 or 5.
You're going 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
That's the same as doing keep you up.
That's no disrespect.
Mike, I agree.
No way.
How's that disrespect?
5-0.
You're
the whistle,
absolutely hammering.
Never disrespect.
Yes.
You're hammering fellow professionals there.
Yes.
That's disrespect.
They're not good enough. So you bin him. drill him and drill him and drill him.
But you've got to tuck in, if you maybe had a few injuries and a team was playing against you, is a running need for that?
Yes.
That's no need. 5-6 now, game's finished.
If you're a manager,
why keep going for more and more and absolutely piling the misery on to fellow professionals?
What happens if
professional players?
What happens if Celtic win a league by 2 goals at the end of the season?
It's a good point.
Hey. It's all
funny, right? So if I'm got a bar and there's a defender coming,
well, thank fuck you're not a manager. They're getting beat 5-0. Poor them.
Stop. Let's give him a couple goals.
Aye.
I can flick a ball over your head and make an arse you. I'll do it.
Well, then you'll get Harvard.
But
How?
no,
What's the difference in that?
Let's talking skill and try and beat me. I suppose we just fucking keep you up in the middle of fucking pitch.
It's skill.
Showboating.
Nobody can keep you up.
I quite like it.
Nah.
I don't mind when Kanchelski said the bar at Rangers and he stood on top of it
with his
and
hand.
did that.
Aye, or
You
offence.
mind that sort of things.
Or offence.
Because he summed up in the radio saying, if you're a fan of that club, you're going brilliant. but
exactly,
every
that's
other
what I'm saying.
football fan in the world wants his leg snapped. He didn't say leg snapped, but
if you did it against me, I'm bidding you. You're definitely going to feel my studs. But that's it. He kens that enough. He kens he's going to piss him off. It's like a matador with the reed flag to the ball, isn't it? Mm-hmm. If you're going to do that, you've got to accept somebody's going to try and snap you.
But then he didn't like it.
aye.
Of course, he didn't like it.
Well, shouldn't have done it.
That's a great rule, though. If you're 5-0, first to 5.
Oh, aye.
Oh, no.
Definitely get that as a pull. Lads, you'll love that. Ian.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
Trying to take a fit off a gas.
Nah.
I mean,
Do not take your foot off the gas.
I'm trying to think Wandy's done it against us. I'm trying to think.
this is obviously a smart fry, but when I was manager of Thistle, I think we were beating Ellen like 6-0. And I just started pulling out my best players. Kaka, Louis, right, off he comes.
Oh, it's different.
Putting on the boys that weren't playing.
That's different.
And then they still
At that
kept
level.
scoring.
At professional level, no way.
I'm good at his job.
That's all right, swapping your team out, but your team never stopped going. Keep on going. Keep on going. I mean,
I
because the next time
didn't think you shout at him, all right, boys, that's enough.
Aye.
But you try and do stuff so you may be.
If a manager throws a towel on the pitch.
The white towel.
see when you was playing, from your kids was playing 7-a-sides and 9-a-sides and that. If you was getting if it got bigger than 6, you allowed to put the opposition was allowed to put on an extra player.
Aye. Should that work in proper football?
No bad idea.
That'd be ace.
But that's a good point.
2 keepers.
That is a good point. I think Mike Marks. I've never actually thought about that. Keep you up. Hammering a team 9-0 is the same as doing keep you up is.
No,
It is. It's hammering them. It's fucking taking a piss.
no, it's not.
It is.
It's not.
It's taking a piss.
It's not talking a piss.
And it hurts more getting 9 than it does watching somebody de keep you up.
No, it doesn't.
It does.
You shouldn't be getting beat 9. I've never been in a team. Oh, after 9 goals scored against us, we beat Lockies. We beat Cove. We beat Cove 8-2. 8-2 at Harlaw Park. And the very next season we got beat 9-3.
Aye.
Aye.
Fucking hell. That's mental. That's a big turnaround.
So was that your name? Was it?
The Carlson,
Carlson.
Wanker.
Wanker.
Didn't like a boy anyway. He's got white hair.
Nah, but his previous for that fit he did anyway.
Nah, I quite like him. I think he's got to do well at
He's
Spurs.
done nothing in the
Yeah,
game.
but Ian Jess, he did keep you up as at Ibrox.
Disgrace.
I didn't hear you saying that then.
Aye, but as I said, your own fans love him, but everybody else want him done it.
I was thinking I was about 30 a year ago.
Still mine it.
It was just a bit.
1990, it was.
Try to think of other showboating stuff folk have done. It's been a few, is it?
Showboating and talking
About
somebody and
Gaza
beating him.
against Scotland. Flicking to our Henry's head.
Oh, but I was to beat him. I was to beat him on. That's
Nah,
different.
see,
Showboating,
but
is it?
genuinely, see,
That's no
when you go
showboating.
home and watch a clip, he's standing in the middle of the pitch, Ken, and there's showboating and show.
I've seen what he did.
It's ridiculous.
See, like Gaza,
And I love the fact that one of them binned him, and the second somebody else tried to bin him.
that Gaza, he's used that skill to get past him. All right, it's fucking. Looks as though he's put talking to piss. He's used a bit of skill to get by him. There's no problem with that.
Maradona against England.
Handball.
Just up. No, the
Second goal. Oh, it's just pure
That's
class.
stuck in the piss, is it? He is.
He's
taking the
not.
piss out of England.
Aye, but in a different kind of way.
I can't.
It's all right if it's England, though, is it?
No, it's not alright if it's Nippy. Can you hear Barry earlier on?
Aye.
Barry.
He's not even got a wanker a week. His segment's finished for tonight.
He's gone. He'll
I've
be
never
binned.
heard you come Barry before.
Often call you Barry him, your wife. Barry played well at poker, innit?
That's common.
Well,
Right, clue number 4. I was in the top 10 of golf for over 300 weeks.
Wow.
From 1989 to 1995. If I won the 1991 Masters, I would have been world number 1.
I can still
I'm
only
still
think
sticking
of
with mine, but
I'm still sticking with mine. I think,
right. It's near mine's near right.
I think we'll hear the same.
aye.
I think we'll all hear the
I
same.
think we maybe have, but
Aye.
We'll see.
time will tell.
Golfer.
I like how you've mixed it up. Near
Aye.
football person.
Golfer.
Right, let's move on to this week's
Mock of truth.
I just noticed you put a message through, Mass. 182, 162 is it?
168, is it?
168 is it?
8 new Edens and 162, is it? It's about as much as whatever it is.
162. Wow. Dunk, pick a number.
11.
Would you ever take out a pane of glass to get into your house?
We actually thought of one tonight in Tesco. What was it again?
Oh fuck, what was it?
Doesn't matter.
Say it.
Go on about.
You should have typed it right.
I
in
should have
straight
done it.
away.
Right, number 11, Dunk, is... Is it okay to have a picture of yourself as a screensaver?
Up.
Me.
Did you?
Aye.
And you've seen it.
I've seen it, aye.
That is completely unacceptable, and that's just the end of it.
Just a picture of yourself.
No.
Are you gonna shame that person?
No.
No.
Oh, Ghana.
You can't.
I
You can
can't
have
because
pictures. You can have pictures of you
Do we
with
ken?
other folk, kind of like your family.
Aye.
You can stuff like that. You can't.
Do we know this person?
You, we are a celebrity.
No.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe aye.
But not just yourself.
Not just you in the top
No.
with our tap taking a selfie.
No.
No way.
Aye.
No.
Wait. That's your screen. A photo of yourself on
That's a
your screensaver. That is weird.
So I was about to say, I'm just trying to like process that again. So you can maybe take a picture of you were sending it to your missus or whatever, but you can't put it as your screensaver.
See if I found a phone,
Oh
right?
my
I
God.
found a phone and I pressed the button and a face came up. I'd rule him out. That's not his phone. 100%.
Can't it be his phone?
That's his blonde's phone.
Must be his wife's
It's his wife's or his mother's
or his boyfriend.
or his boyfriend or whatever. It's not his.
Nah.
Can't be his.
You recognise him and then
you
next time
find
see
it.
him, you give him a shout. I found your blonde's phone.
and then he goes, no, it's
Oh,
mine.
Oh,
And then you can no longer be friends.
hand him a phone. Your move still open. Aye, okay. There you go. He was. He left it in a coat.
Aye. It's a photo of you, by the way. You know.
Why have you got a photo of yourself on your phone's screensaver?
Aye.
Dunk's just checking his phone.
It has to be either we a celebrity or we a member of the family or just a family photo.
Aye, that's acceptable.
Aye.
Nay, just yourself.
Or just a screensaver.
It's just your bear's your wife, is it?
Aye.
Something like that.
Standard. I think that's what I've got.
Just checking, aye.
Fit about the crest of your Fitbit team.
Nah, it's
Once you get
Too
to
far. Once you get past 12, you can't do that.
I agree with that. Aye.
aye.
Yeah.
12-year-old, it's cut off. She's thinking maybe a wee bit older.
No, you're not.
If a bit tattoos are a Fitbit team.
No, but you can place yourself with that.
Aye.
Maybe sees him.
I've got a daughter in the Alistine and the youngestine, but the middle lean's near there. So if she picks up the phone,
Why am I not here, Dad?
why? Yeah.
You're,
Where am I?
you're special, darling. You're in a photo all by yourself.
Aye, she must be in the other because you've got your screensaver. Then when you unlock,
Aye.
you've got another one, haven't you?
Yes.
I've got two different ones. But there's no sign of me in any of them.
What have I got? I think I've got in the Bairns.
No, mine's the same. Mine's
Aye, the
both the
Bairns.
same.
What about your WhatsApp? Can you get a photo for your WhatsApp profile pic?
Aye.
That can be you.
That can be aye, because folk will know it's you.
Yes, aye. This
Aye.
is me.
Aye.
You're texting here.
You're texting
Aye.
me, aye.
Aye.
It has to be a picture of yourself. I hate folk who put pictures up of like a motorbike or.
What the hell's that?
That's big sort of.
I had a push bike, I think, for a while.
Did you?
I
I had my
bike
push
on
bike
it
as
like
well.
that.
I think I did as well. Or I think it was maybe a 40. I mean, Lisa.
But it's definitely weird to have 40 yourself.
Aye.
Oh, 100%. I'm just going through
I'm
quickly
glad
going through
everybody
WhatsApp
agrees.
to see if there's somebody that's name and shame. Gav Cummins got a car.
Well,
he's in the car.
He owns a car.
That's his business.
That's his
isn't it?
business.
Let him off.
What's Gav coming? Gav coming. Crown Motors.
Crown Motors.
Aye.
Your dog or your cat?
Aye.
Nah, not for me. Like your profile picture on Facebook's your cat.
Again, you're like, if you're not being nosy or whatever, you want to care for
You can they're a munter, eh? You can they're howling. If they've got a picture of a car or something like that.
Disassociate myself with that.
You do you? They're embarrassed.
They're embarrassed by themselves.
Exactly. That's
Maybe not.
right. Mars, pick a number.
Maybe they're just in a vein.
True. Didn't hit a Facebook page in.
Okay, because nobody's really interested.
I'll go 155.
155. Oof. How much money is acceptable as a wedding gift to a close friend?
Oh. That's good.
This is tricky.
This is depends as well on the wedding, is it? If you've got a day and you've got night,
If you've been invited that day, aye.
no night.
And also, if you've went abroad
Aye, for the put your hand in your pooch to get abroad.
to go there.
I'm not gone.
It should be the same, really.
Neither am I. I'm not going abroad for nobody.
Before you get married? Croatia.
Aye.
No thanks.
No,
no
mate,
way in
that's
the
my
world.
stance. Because, in my opinion, right,
No.
if you've flown to go somewhere for a wedding, that's enough.
I agree with that.
Genuinely.
That's
Well-
coming. That's
Because it costs a lot of money.
I think I stemmed to me and Marcia was speaking about a time on the bike. We were speaking about weddings. And we spoke about wedding lists as well, didn't we?
aye.
So I think they're totally unacceptable, by the way, as well.
And this is going to go doing into my narrative of, do you want to put money towards my honeymoon?
Fucking pay for it yourself.
Right? Fucking dick.
But I'm definitely old fashioned when it comes to this. Why you give me a gift list, right?
Aye.
I always get to buy you a gift.
Aye.
No, I'm not.
No,
But gifts used to be a thing.
I know. It's your.
Again, then you act as a oh, you
Aye.
should know.
you
shit.
should.
But no,
I want this.
look, here's a list of what I want.
Aye.
Pick something off of there.
This is what I want.
Aye.
It's like kids at Christmas.
see if you want to get.
Because want doesn't get.
Doesn't get.
This
That's
is,
for you.
that's what you tell your kids.
No.
That's just for you getting. You're getting a fucking dolly mixture. There you go.
Because I heard Morgan say to Mum the other day when I was up the stairs, I want a drink, Granny. And she went, well, I want doesn't get.
Aye.
Aye.
I would like.
I couldn't do it.
I could have put a wedding
well,
list.
well, hey, mark up a wedding list. You can.
This is why I'm against marriage.
Then you're looking at a wedding list. A fucking Miele washing machine. £550. I don't think so.
Mike is being remarkably quiet here. Anyway, so I can what he's about to say here.
Fit zip wheels. For your
Five-year bike guy.
She's got a list of bike stuff.
I had a wedding
Mike.
list.
Did you?
Oh, that's awkward.
Unbelievable.
It's not awkward. No, it's not. I would
Well,
I
tell
hate you for it.
No.
I tell you,
I
Mike,
just think
Kev, I got you off your wedding list.
Fit.
The cheapest thing.
Possibly.
tools. It's gotta be tools.
See, when I get a wedding list, that's the first thing I do. It's the cheapest.
8 sort, lowest to highest. First team.
Sort
Getting
of
early. Getting early. Fucking early.
Towels, $4.99. Yes.
Enjoy it.
They can't complain because it's
on the
the fucking list.
Aye, fucking shit. $4.99 towel, Ken.
To me,
fucking killing for 20
all-
odd year.
Wiping my airspray against your face.
Because it's funny you say this, because obviously I've just been at a wedding here and Kirsty was bridesmaid.
I see.
Right?
You're due a big present, are you? Yeah.
That's a wash machine.
No, but I see what you're saying,
She's
but.
doing her duties as being the maid,
Aye,
so they need a present.
that's exact.
Nah,
Well,
the
technically, she should be getting a present for them.
Correct. So then you hate.
It's old classic though. My present is your present.
bullshit. Nobody's interested. I actually came to a wedding recently that the invites had the sort code and bank details of the person.
Get to France.
Aye, so that's as far to give me my cash.
Yeah, aye.
So back in the day, they didn't do stuff. Again, folks say, it's handy because then you can. It's like when they ask you, what do you want for your birthday? Nothing.
Nine.
That's what I always say. Nothing.
Just when you say, what do you want for your wedding? Well,
aye.
I want this.
List.
Oh, well, no. My mum asked me if I was needing for my birthday. I reckon I've done it earlier.
Yeah.
Mum was like, what do you need for your birthday? I said, nothing. Go on, Dad, waste your time, man. Nothing. Oh, I'll get you a couple sirloin steaks for the butcher.
Oh, fine.
I says, that's 50D. I says, whoa, Mum, I tell you what you could get my gift voucher for the butcher.
And I'll get to pick it myself.
She says, that's what I'll do. And she appeared up 2 sirloin steaks and gift vouchers for the butcher. I was like a dog with 2 cocks. I was fair chuffed.
That's an age thing, is it?
Again, I'll be good doing Bruni
the last few weddings I've been to, they've not had wedding lists. It's been like money towards a honeymoon, which really goes against the grain.
Technically, your pint.
Do you think so?
Technically, your pint to get into a wedding, is it? You basically get a bouncer out the door and give you a stamp when you're going in. Nah, £100 for a day, or maybe £120 for a day.
Whoa!
Fucking slow the boat.
£100? £100? You get us a custard! What crisis going on here?
Seriously? I'm genuinely no.
I would say about £100 for a day.
I agree.
Then maybe
now, we're coming up to our pal's wedding.
Aye.
Party.
I think he's doing that, is he?
Aye.
I hope he doesn't listen.
He does.
He does. Oh, fuck. Now, somebody like that, boy, we've got our life.
In a close
I think
circle.
100 150 is unacceptable.
Oh, I'm on the YouTube watching this. Shay's face there. Honestly.
Shay's gone.
Shay's face.
I'm not fucking.
Shed is true form, right?
His face here. And I said,
he's like almost been sick.
said forgot he was being filmed there. The look at it. He was green.
I can't quite manage that wedding. Oh, me. I'm not gone.
Oh, that was a moment.
Oh, no.
Aye, so about 100, 150 for the day. And a bit.
Well, went from 120 to 150, shit.
Holy fuck.
Then evening, maybe about 60 to 80, 60. No, if you're just invited, if you're invited just the evening as an evening guest.
So you're invited for 3.5, 4 hours.
30 to 50 quid for an evening.
They're getting married.
4 hours.
It's a present.
If I'm gone all day, I'm 20 quid.
It's grippy. In my opinion, that's grippy.
20 quid.
I've got no money, Shed, and that's tight.
20 quid.
If I'm having a wedding, hypothetically, and putting out a thing, we'll talk money for our honeymoon.
How much you win?
A trip. Well, I'll just leave it to you, and I get a card for Shed and Lisa, and there's 20 quid in it.
He's finished.
I'd say,
that's it.
That's Shed for you. Look.
He wouldn't be disappointed.
No, I wouldn't be surprised.
He'd be slightly pleased, actually, because he was thinking it was a tenner.
But we're not that against you, to be fair.
Right, Shed, pick a number.
Oh,
I'll get a quick in because we're ticking on.
150.
Your face.
That'll strike a load of debates with folk listening to, won't it?
Jesus.
Should kids be allowed to weddings?
You are joking. Because my bairns are coming. Aye.
No. No way. How can you enjoy yourself if you've got your bairns with you?
Nah.
Yeah.
If they're all are and you die to look after them and they didn't cause a scene. Kids cause a scene.
But fucking
Wait you see Lenny, honestly.
They're running drink.
You'll hate Lenny once you see him, honestly. Honestly, you've never seen anything like it. Marcy might have, but the rest is winner.
You'll have to sit at a table by yourself.
Is your mum picking them up about supper time?
Lenny's going to pick up a bit more, going to be here a bit longer because we just felt that she would like a carry on the dance and all.
Pat him at tea time, Dunk. My two's no.
No.
There I know.
No,
You're 3 I know.
I got The question was, should kids be allowed to weddings?
Should.
Was that in the question?
Aye.
Was it? I
Well,
say aye. But
Close family, yes.
Family
Close family
weddings,
kids, aye.
grandkids. Long distance cousins, no.
No.
See if it,
Non-related kids, certainly not.
but it's boring for the bairns.
Aye.
Especially if
I'm
there's no-
bored.
First Marcy. He's just like playing with the bands.
He's on his phone watching the football.
If I likes a wedding, come on.
Aye.
Weddings are shit.
They're a shove, man. Like.
Fucking hate them. But yeah, I'm looking forward to Alice.
Ollie's gonna be good because
Because
the boys.
Abby's, yeah.
And it'll be the first time.
Before me that, right? Actually, it's we're working out. It's like 19 or 20 months. It was Christmas, like 19 months ago or whatever it is. The last time he was on it, time's just flown by.
Aye.
A year and a half.
But I reckon if there's like a ceremony, that's his biggest bit, is it? The whole bit after the ceremony, waiting photos, then
I'd
getting
be
the food.
fucking Hoover do that.
Aye.
I shouldn't have been here for. He's already had all that done.
Aye.
Shouldn't have been a ceremony.
No, it's not, I
Just
think.
get fired into drink.
Aye. Just come and celebrate.
Aye.
Aye.
I'll be him in
I'll be
bed at
alright.
by 7.
Fair chance.
I'll bite till midnight. Right, clue number 5.
Like, you're getting 150 quid.
You
So, by the way, so on
Value
Saturday,
for
a week
money.
on Saturday, we're up to him going, come on in, let's see it.
I'm saying, Ali, how much am I going to lend you? 30 quid.
And then we're nailing him the following week in the pod.
How much shed do you? £20 in
He never
coppers.
came.
£20 in coppers.
Right, clue number 5. I captained the Ryder Cup to the Miracle in Medina. Sebi would have been proud. So I captained the Ryder Cup in Miracle Medina. Sebi would have been proud. So clue number 1. I was born in 5th of February 1966. 7 Ryder Cups, winning 4 of them.
Sam Torrance.
Sevi.
Colin Montgomery.
1-2 Masters, 94 and 99.
Sevy.
Ollie.
Faldo.
Won 23 European Tours, one of them Volvo PGA.
Sevy.
Ollie.
Faldo.
Top 10 golfer over 300 weeks, 89 to 95. Won, would have been world number 1 for the Masters.
Sevy.
Faldo.
And I captained the Ryder Cup into the Miracle. Medina.
Alathabel.
Lathabel.
Jose Maria
I got it in the last
Don't get it wrong, he said Ollie.
Aye.
Solskjaer.
Ollie Solskjaer. He didn't play golf.
Nah, you shite. Aye, Ollie. Jose Maria Alhabel.
I just had Sevy in my head and I couldn't think of anybody else.
Aye.
Right country.
Right country, aye.
His partner and that too. Did they? I don't think they got beat, did they? Or maybe lost 1 point. I'm sure they've got a mace points for partners.
That's also been decimated by a live.
Aye. Ruined Ryder Cup.
Yep.
Aye. I think it was the first Ryder Cup. I think they were
For money.
the majority of
And
the
if it's good about the Ryder Cup is it's not about money.
No, it's about a game.
Right.
Pride.
Honestly, this is like a new man.
Right, let's move on to this week's birthday spot. Better say happy birthday to Ian Massey Sr. He was a bit upset, never said it out last week,
That's
but
right, aye.
we didn't celebrate birthdays before the birthdays. Garen Ritchie, Chairman, Turf United. Happy birthday, Garen.
Yep.
James McClay, BCP.
Oh,
Happy birthday, James.
Yeah.
Stuart Elric, Ian Mearns, Scott Webster. I had birthdays this week's. Upcoming this week is none other than Connor Shepherd for 5e FC, and also somebody's celebrating birthday on Thursday. Mr. Barry Massey here.
Is it Thursday? Is it?
It's only
How old is he? I will.
25.
40, the big 4-0.
yeah,
Big 4-0.
Yeah.
Well.
I'm working.
It's nice to say. Aye. No, but many happy returns when it comes.
That's when it comes.
Birthdays today.
You've made it.
Halfway.
I'm
Mass.
happy if it's halfway.
It's,
I'm over halfway, I think.
think so.
Aye.
75, I'm thinking.
I'm thinking the same.
That's young.
It's long enough, innit? I've had a good time.
Nah, I'm going for a 90.
You would be 90, do you? What a crab doll who you'll be by 90.
Fucking bad enough as it is just now.
See Shea when he's about 75 walking around the street trying, picking up pennies off a gun.
Yeah, I was about to say, with plenty of money.
Right, celebrities' birthdays a day now. Cameron
my favourite
Diaz.
bit.
Cameron Diaz.
53.
Diaz.
Cameron Diaz.
Diaz.
Diaz,
How well?
It's a massive pronunciation.
47.
I'm going for 55.
50.
Oh, shit.
She's tidy.
Pavel Nedved.
She's over.
Pavel Nedved, 49.
Nedved.
47.
49.
49.
Right, well done, Shed. And lastly, none other than DJ Paul Oakenfold.
Fuck it.
Now he's 54.
5.
He's definitely 54.
70. I don't even care what
He's 59.
Is he?
He's 59.
I was close.
59.
60 next year.
Wow.
Big 6-0 for
Faz, Paul.
Oakenfold.
Faz that like
Massive DJ. The 90s.
90s.
Radio 1.
He would have done
Yeah, he would have done it at some point, aye.
aye.
Probably on a Friday night.
You got himself into trouble, no?
No, I'd say
That's
that's
somebody
I'd say
That's Tim Westwood.
Tim Westwood.
Tim
aye.
Westwood, aye.
Less said about him, the better.
I would
Different genre.
For legal reasons.
Different genres.
Right, let's move on to the fantasy this week. In 5th position, joint Ross Claryhugh and Chugs, 277. In 4th position, Gav Cummin, We Go Again, 283. In 3rd position, Paul Williamson, Panel FC, 284. In 2nd position, Jerry O'Driscoll, Jerbatov, 287. And in 1st position, Kimberly Murray, Coco Army, 288 points.
Nice.
Well done, Kimberly.
Well done,
Still
Kimberly.
need to sign a Martin Stewart, Sarah Stewart.
I know.
Aye.
Or Ian Massey.
Could be another woman that wins it this year.
Possibly, aye.
Aye.
Another female.
For listen though is Marcia 39th.
Aye.
200,
bad.
253 points.
Working on what?
Mm-hmm.
Shed, you're 213
Which,
points, 128th.
Yeah.
And I've got 226 points, 110th.
Had a poor week.
it's a fair gap.
20.
Poor week. Had 44 points this week.
I'm trying this year.
Aye.
64.
Putting a shift in.
I should have in Holland as my captain. I didn't have Jesus.
I did Salah. Kind of after the 9
Unbelievable. Like,
Aye,
after the 9-0 and
9-0. No
9
goals.
0 and nothing. Did you on air them?
Nah.
How's that even possible?
he missed an open goal as well.
Aye.
How much did
And somebody
Firmino?
missed an open goal for one of his assists as well.
Aye. Better somebody triple captain Firmino.
I was
shouldn't
59 folk triple captain.
I thought it was 390.
No, it was
Nice.
300 something had captained him.
Aye.
I think it was
50
on
on triple captain for me.
Wow.
Why would folk
Well, you
random?
can, it's just.
It's
But Abdi, doesn't matter. Fit player it is. If he's had a. As I was somebody,
aye.
some
Why?
white, it's triple captain.
I think there's millions of folk. That
I
do it,
looked
so.
at it
Exactly, there's always
boy,
somebody
boy
in
from
there.
my work, he was saying there's a lot of folk, random like folk
Aye.
teams to try and win the highest points.
Points
for
to the wick.
the
aye.
wick to get a prize money.
Right enough.
Like
right
a
enough.
goalie could score 2 last-minute goals, and somebody will hit triple captain.
Okay.
them,
Aye.
guaranteed.
Dean Henderson's got the most amount of points for keeper, is he? 2 penalty
Is he?
saves.
2 penalties.
Aye.
Aye.
He's a knob and a.
He is.
No, sorry, I bring it up. He could be really nice.
Just a bit of but, aye.
The perception he gives.
he's
He's a terrible human being. He's maybe just misunderstood.
He's not the greatest persona. Right, finish off.
It's not about an interview that you're speaking.
Aye.
Aye.
He's a bit like
But you-
Pickford.
But you really don't know, do you?
You don't.
And you do not know.
So is he on loan or is he signed?
He's on loan.
He's never come back to mine.
He's never gone back after
for
he
that
said.
interview. No.
No. Right, quickly before we finish off, 5 for fun.
Oi.
You don't see many goalies wearing caps now.
He did the work, didn't he?
Yeah, with the sun.
Reminds me of Rossi. AC Milan.
Aye. Question number 1. What club did Scott Parker start his career? So was this fire today. What club did Scott Parker start his career at? Clue number 2. What Highland League club has scored 27 goals in the first 6 games of the season?
27.
So the most amount of goals so far this season in the Highland League is 27. Scored by who?
Fabi.
Question number 3. Since the new Premier League started in 1992, there's only been one non-European manager who has won the league. Who is it? So one non-European manager.
One non-European.
That's easy.
Question number 4. Bojan Miovski is obviously from North Macedonia, the new Aberdeen striker.
Aye.
But who's the highest capped Macedonian player of all time?
Oh,
Abe Shikenas.
I've got.
And question number 5. What club did Giovanni Van Bronckhorst leave Rangers for? What club did Giovanni Van Bronckhorst leave Rangers for? Yes, second.
right.
Right. Got to go through the answers. What club did Scott Parker start his career?
Charlton.
I've got Fulham.
Charlton, Chelsea, Newcastle, West Ham, Spurs, then Fulham. Finished in Fulham. What
Got
Highland
another
League
idea.
club scored 27 goals in the first 6 games?
Broch.
For Martin.
Broch. Correct. Since 1992, the new Premier League, one non-European manager has won the league. Who is it?
Scolari.
Pellegrini.
Pellegrini. Miovski is North Macedonian, but who is the highest cap player for Macedonia?
Is it Darko Panchev or something?
Pandev.
Pandev.
Goran Pandev.
He's not getting Chev. He's not getting that.
Yeah.
No.
And question number 5. What club did Giovanni Van Bronckhorst leave Rangers for?
Arsenal.
Barca.
Arsenal.
I had Barcelona and scored it.
I put PSV then scored it. Be comfy
That's
PSV.
4 out of 5, by the way,
Aye.
for me.
Good score.
I should have got Charlton.
Same.
I can't that.
Should have got
Yeah, you just
the
think
right name.
Yeah, you just think the last team. didn't you?
Pandev.
Aye.
Pandev played for Lazio, didn't he?
Aye. Was Scotty
Roma.
Parker like Charlton same times like Darren Ambrose?
Aye.
Aye. I mean that Charlton team. There's a few.
Carbishley.
Carbishley team.
Yep. Good stuff. So plans this week, Massey. You obviously got a birthday, so you'll be having massive celebrations, are you?
Working.
Working.
Aye.
Aye.
I think I've got a jobby. Did he? Thursday.
I work.
Aye.
Aye.
And just a jobby.
Yeah. Duncan, you'll be putting your kilt back.
I'll hit a get a kilt.
Aye.
Further get a kilt.
Go
Kilt
to
shop.
Georgian kilt hair. Are you not doing like
That'd be better.
out here?
Because
Inverurie.
it's a nose getting the
Gibbs.
back. and stuff.
Inverurie, probably.
Inverurie.
It's Dinny Gibbs News. Something else, is it?
It's still Gibbs though.
There's Gibbs.
How,
Or there's Highland Way. No. You know the side Haddo House that way.
Oh, aye.
I
And there's
got
Pursoy Kilts as well.
I saw Celts, or there's Gavin's and Peter Hedenhan. So
How much notice do you get a game?
Fairly missed Scotch Corner.
Probably a wick.
Aye, wig.
You need to order it this week,
Aye.
definitely.
Definitely.
I came for him to get a game.
Aye.
You open this Sunday? No.
No. Slater's.
I'll
Slater's
let
do
make
that.
it happen somehow.
make it happen. Yep. Good stuff, lads. Well, enjoy.
I'm not doing anything.
No, but I didn't want to ask you shit.
Saving up for a wedding.
Present.
Good stuff. Aye, no plans.
No.
No.
Just usual.
Usual shout.
Aye.
All right. Well, lads, a good week. Many happy returns, Mass, when your birthday comes on Thursday. And we'll see you guys next week.
Over and out.
Bye-bye.
No me moleste mosquito, no me moleste mosquito, no me moleste mosquito, why don't you go home? No me moleste mosquito, let me eat my burrito. No me moleste mosquito, why don't you go home?